you shake it. I can't believe it. I ain't never seen her.
This is dedicated to Huggy Channy, who did get intro. Huggy, shake that ass! I'm sorry, Huggy. My poor organizational skills meant that you didn't get the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Go Live! A show where we sometimes turn up on Saturdays, which we didn't do last Saturday, which we missed. But we're here. Good to be back. And we've got some gaming news, but we've got you lovely people and these incredible, beautiful guests and Blaze to talk about all things gaming. What's up, everybody? What's up? Before we introduce the guests, Asa, I forgot to do this. How are you? How are you doing, man?
Yeah, you're off on one today, aren't you? There's other people here, Gaz. I'm good. Thank you very much. Yeah, I think there's plenty of gaming stuff to talk about. We'll get through. We'll have a good show. So let's do that.
Yeah, we will. We have plenty. Do we? Oh yeah, we do. We do. We do have plenty to talk about. There's quite a bit to talk about actually. And the person who I, in my haste, forgot to add into the intro is Huggy Channy. What's up? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Yeah. I've been working on my book, and that's basically all I've been doing. I haven't really played anything, so. But
man.
Hopefully, eventually, I'll get to do that. I think I'll hopefully finish it soon. Kind of in the last chapters now, so once that's written up, I have to proofread it. Oh. Anyhow, I'll have to do some proofreading and fixing, and then I'll see about getting it out there. So yeah, hopefully I get to play some games soon.
that's yeah, I hope so too, because Rand is reading books, you're writing books, which is incredible. It's good to have good to have you on here as well. Is the book about the demise of Xbox, or what's the book about?
No, it's not.
When can we expect to hear about the release of this book?
I'm hoping this month, but it just depends on how long it takes to edit it. So I'll have to go through that piece, right? And then I'll figure it out from there. Thankfully, there's a lot of AI tools that do editing as well. So maybe that'll help. I don't know. I'll have to see if that helps with that process.
Oh, don't use
I still
AI.
think I kind of need to have human read, right? Because you have to kind of figure out if it if you feel anything for the character, the protagonist, right, that you actually are, that you want to keep reading it, you know what I mean, things like that. Oh yeah, it's a full story, and so you have to kind of as a human just read it to understand, does it actually resonate or not, right? And so I want to do that several times, make sure the story flows correctly. Or the thing is, it was originally a game, so I left it open, so I didn't have I'm going to directly put you here and then here and then here. It was kind of more like, here are some options, go do stuff, right? And so now you have to really say, okay, I'm going to flow it this way, but I have to make it so that you care. It cohesively works correctly, right?
So your game has a story, has a protagonist, has choice, and you want people
now it's
to
a book.
care.
Now it's a book, right? So it's got to be directed. It's this is the way it's going to go, right? So
and you want people to care for the character.
You have to, right? Otherwise, you get bored and chuck it, right? So it's got to have a compelling story, compelling hook, and the character has to be somebody you would want to keep reading about, right? So,
and this is coming from a person who did not feel anything for the characters in
Which game? I don't know. Oh my god, dude! Oh my god, that game!
Well, you don't like that game?
I got so bored with it.
Yo,
I got so bored with it.
My fucking man, dude. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, you like it.
You didn't like it either, or you liked it?
Listen, I like humans, not beers.
Dude, I ran into that idiot who becomes a bear, and I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, can we move on? Seriously, this game just it got so boring. Like after 45 minutes of fighting the same person, I'm like, I just turned this shit off. It was just so boring.
Oh shit! You actually
I gave it a good chance. I played 12 hours. I gave it a good chance.
Blaze, do you know how much murkage he's been getting from people about his Diablo take?
Not every game is for everyone. It just is what it is, right? Bro. Like Final Fantasy is really high, right? But not everybody likes it. It just is what it is. I tried those, and I'm like, eh.
You don't even have to try. Listen, you don't have to try something to say you don't like it. You can look at a game and see if it's gonna be for you or not. Sometimes
you're right.
Yeah, sometimes the game might surprise you, and you're like, you know what? I ended up really liking this game, but it's really rare. But why you don't like Diablo?
No. I played Diablo 3. I finished that. I have had Diablo 4. I've been waiting for it to come to Game Pass so I can play with friends, right? Because they'll have it in Game Pass now. But now I'm busy. But no, I like Diablo. I've generally liked Diablo. I haven't played 4 yet though. I have not played 4 at all.
Diablo's excellent. I got no bad.
I haven't played that one yet. And I also want to play the other one too. They had 2 Resurrected. Was that what it's called? The remaster. I haven't played that either. So I'll try that.
Although Diablo, they ruined it. They had this cool feature for consoles on the, I think it was Diablo 3. There was like a dash or a roll. It was really cool. And they didn't add it to the next one.
Roll.
Travesty. That roll made the game so much better.
Asa, did you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. I've said
baby.
that so many times. I'm always complaining about the lack of roll. When people tell me, oh, you can dodge, press the B button. It's not the same. It's not the same at all.
It's not the same.
They casualized. It was a little casualized, I admit, but yeah.
It's fun.
I liked Diablo 3 better. I really did. But the thing is, Blaze is the kind of person, just like Solid Rev. These two are just a bunch of judgmental oh no, Power World, it looks like it's a bit cartoony. Go yourself. Go yourself. You, Fonzarelli, how dare you? Go you two love freaking touching tips with your testosterone.
Yes.
Right? Like, I'm a man's man.
No, it's nothing to do with that.
Yes, it is, bro.
No.
You didn't even give the game a chance. Like, just play the game.
Guys, my balls dropped 10 years ago, brother. 15 years ago. I don't want to play Pokemon games. I'm not trying to catch Pokemon. I'm not judging you. Guys, if you love catching Pokemon and you have a full beard and a wife in your house, that's fine. I'm not doing that shit.
I'm not. Let's just lie. I'm not judging.
No. You think I'm criticizing the game?
That's exactly what you did on socials. You guys are capping for Power World and you made fun of Foam Stars like the fucking game's the
Foam
same.
Stars is garbage.
Yeah, but that's a different. It's garbage because it copied freaking Splatoon and the gameplay mechanics and everything. And Power World copied everything, but the gameplay and everything.
Guys, I'm consistent though. Listen, guys, I don't like Foam Stars. Would never touch that game. That game is trash. It's awful. It's dead. I would never touch it. I'm consistent at least.
Why would you not touch that game? Why would you not touch Splatoon, Foam Stars?
Guys, do you see what's going on in that game?
Like what is, bro?
I mean, like, so guys, just to be fair, right? There are people that are discerning, right? And we have several friends in the community who are like that. And I've given up on the idea of saying you need to try this. I'm the opposite. I will give a game a chance, right, before I say it's crap. So whatever, right? But they're just different types of players. And like, Blaze obviously is like, I discern and like these are the ones I want to play. Cool, good enough. The point of this should be that you're enjoying gaming. And that's good enough. If Power World doesn't meet your criteria, fair enough. 25 million people did play it, which is good enough for that developer, right? And so that's the beauty of gaming. Plenty of different types of players.
You know how many games I play? I play a wide palette of games. I'm just not playing a certain like I play more games than Gaz by a mile, brother. I play a wide palette of games. I'm just not playing morning cartoon games. That's it.
Yeah,
the aesthetic of a game can put you off so much.
Even Ratchet and Clank, as gorgeous as it was, I played it. I played 2016. I beat it. I was like, you know what? It wasn't bad. I went to once Rift Apart came. I was like, oh my god, this is gorgeous, but it didn't capture me. It's a short game, but I'm like, it's not. It wasn't had none. I grew up on Ratchet and Clank, so it's different, right? I grew up on these type of games. If I grew up with Splatoon, I would have some sort of loyalty or nostalgia to it, but. I'm very consistent, guys. That's one thing about me. Look, we can't be mad over people's opinions. I don't care. I would never be mad. Yeah, I know you don't care. I know you don't care. But in general, I don't get mad that somebody doesn't like Elden Ring, which I love Souls. I love From. I would never get mad at them. Would I look at them weird? Yeah, but I would never be mad. I don't care.
That's another one of those odd ones with me. I finished that game. I finished it. I finished the freaking game. I spent God knows how many hours in that, hundreds of hours, but I hated it. I'm like, God damn it, this is so freaking ridiculous. But I finished it anyway.
Yeah, no. That's I was
King
like
Thrash.
that with King Thrash with the $5 super chat. He goes, oh snap, Blaze, $5 super chat because the bots are broke, and he does this all the time. He does it all the time. Shout out to King Thrash. No, what was I saying? I completely forgot.
Child games and what you like.
Child games. No.
I mean, I put quite a bit into Pal World. And Blaze, I'm sitting there going, why am I playing this game? But I keep playing this game.
I heard it has an addictive.
It does. You just keep playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, Gas thinks I didn't like Power World. And people always write, "Oh, Blaze, you don't like Power World. How's Foam Stars doing?" I'm like, bro, I don't like Foam Stars. Like, what the hell? Like Power World, you guys attach Power World to Xbox, and that's why you think I don't like it. No, it's not true at all. It has nothing to do with that.
I know for you, it's nothing to do with Xbox. I know for a fact that the point I made was you and Rev. Bro,
Rev hates Elden Ring, right? He despises Elden Ring. He's at the last boss and he refuses to touch it. He beat Dark Souls 3. He hates From Software. He thinks he doesn't hate him. He just thinks that people only play him if people couldn't post their clips and flaunt their accomplishments, that people really wouldn't play them as much. And I somewhat agree with that to a extent. Like, if you couldn't show people, hey, I beat this game, would you play it? I don't know.
Yeah. I do feel like there's an element of that with the Souls games. I think it's kind of lame. Some people genuinely enjoy the game and the way the game world is designed. For me, that's something to be honest, I haven't even completed Elden Ring, and I'm only going to do it on stream because it's something so good that I want to play with someone else. Like Sekiro kind of opened my eye. Playing Sekiro on stream changed a lot of things for me. The way I enjoy games. I would never I'm playing Sekiro live in front of everyone, and the game world is so beautiful. It's not
easy to do, guys. I'm gonna give you credit. Playing Souls games online and showing people your failures over and over and over again. Not a lot of people are built for that. They don't want to. Everybody wants to act like they beat a boss the first time. They want to act like they never died and they're this fucking amazing. Yeah. You know me, guys. I'm a fucking Souls god. In terms of that's what people like. Oh, Blaze, Soul. Dude, I died plenty of times. You know what I mean? I just want to give you credit for streaming it and sticking with it, because a lot of people will not stream those type of games because they don't want them to look. They want to be perfect. They want to be gaming gods and shit. You know what I mean?
Most people are shit at games. I'm not trying to say I'm good at games. Okay, Souls games tough. Sekiro is a tough game. My God, to see me fight that monk, oh my days, that took me time. The monkey took me ages. But it's not about proving how good you are. Bro, can I just talk about? Look, I'm old now. I have nothing to prove to the randoms on the internet other than make sure that the stream is entertaining for people to watch, because you're on a journey, adventure. I'm more worried about the way the level works, and how amazing this level looks, and then also the interaction. Like the chat's telling me, go here. That Sekiro is such a beautiful game. By the time I finish that game, I reckon I'll be in my top 5 of all time. That's how much I'm enjoying that. And I refuse to play that outside of stream. No matter how bad it makes me look. But I will say this. I've been playing a lot of games in the last 2-3 months, but jumping into multiplayer as well. Like today I jumped back on Warzone, I jumped back on Modern Warfare 3, and then I played Halo Infinite as well, playing Finals, playing all these games online with my friend Dean. Both of us are, look, we're getting on, right? And then we come up with players who have 8,000 matches, and they suck. They still don't. Why? Why do I still have bad kids on my team? Why do I have shit players in this game? You have 15,000 times more games than me. I've only have 700 or 800 matches in Halo Infinite, and I'm still carrying the team. Why do people suck? And why do the people that suck are always on my team, but the other team is some cracked in SWAT team, like fully lasered, all this kind of armor and shit, tactically freaking inserting and flanking me inside my anus and in my mouth. But when your team is either someone's AFK, they're not playing, there's always someone. When you die, you spectate, you see someone who's AFK, you want to beat the shit out of them in real. Sorry. Breathe, guys. Breathe.
And I think Sekiro's the easier one of the bunch too. I'm not saying it's not challenging, it's hard. But Gaz, I'm telling you.
Well, yeah, I actually found Elden Ring to be a little bit more challenging than Sekiro.
So I think I have to agree that maybe Sekiro is a little harder. And why? Because in Elden Ring, this is how I beat that game, right? I cheated the hell out of it. And I cheated. I basically just sat there in one of those areas where you can just keep killing the one enemy and go and save. Kill the enemy. And I just kept leveling up. So by the time I actually went and did stuff, everything was easy to kill.
Yeah, but Hargeet, leveling up.
That's true.
No, that's true. No, farming is a key piece. Everybody farms, right?
Yeah. So I spent God knows how much time just farming. All I did was farm XP, farm XP.
Yeah, but still, you were learning. There was a process of you learning and understanding the mechanics. Leveling up is not going to save you, Hargeet. You still have to. You still have to know when to roll.
Right.
You learned. There's no way.
Still have to do the timing. Still have to do all that.
You got to watch stamina. There's a lot of elements. And yes, Elden Ring is not. Elden Ring gives the players a lot of. The developers have implemented a lot of resources like riding on the horse, fighting bosses. The summons. You can co-op. There's a lot of things that help you in that game. Make it easier for you. But some people have a problem with. Sekiro's, I call it a rhythm game. I don't call it a Souls game. I don't want to get into all this, but the thing is, Sekiro, if you're bad at timing and parrying, you're going to have a hard time. But over time, if you stick with it, you'll get used to it. And but that's impressive.
Like along with the same thing with like that first boss. It took me a while to get what the hell they wanted me to do. Once I got it, it was easy enough. But like at first, I'm like, "What? This is ridiculous! I just keep dying." But then you figure out, okay, this is the timing, and then okay, this is how it works, and then that was like, okay, now it clicks, right? But yeah,
no, I don't know. Sekiro for me is not, but whether or not it's difficult or not, the combat is just
it's hard. It's hard for sure. I'm just saying, out of the group. That's all.
I'm going on my Soulsborne journey with the internet, just because they seem to be. Well, first of all, From Software make it, a lot of them, and they are just working up to be the number one developer for me, based on my experience with Armored Core, Bloodborne, which I really enjoyed Bloodborne, and then the Sekiro, and then I think Elden Ring was very special. I might even restart like you told me on stream to restart my Sekiro playthrough, which was great advice because that just made it more engaging, and I understood that game. But the gamers are weird, man. Like the online how people view things. Yeah, they're like gatekeeping, like really like crazy. Like I've never in my mind come across me streaming Sekiro and thinking, oh, I'm going to show everyone I can play Sekiro. Like, I don't even know what I was going to expect when I played Sekiro. And to be honest, the more you die, sometimes it's even more fun. For me, it's more important that the people watching, the people who take their time, because I watch other streamers and I'm like, why do people watch? I never understood it. I always said it on this show. Like, why do people watch Twitch streamers? I don't get it, because I never really spend that much time watching them. But playing Sekiro and interacting with the audience is like, this would be good. I'd like to see someone else now go through what I'm going through. And it's a different kind of thing, but there's so many people gatekeep the shit, man. Like, it's so weird. Like, and that's what I'm saying.
I used to be that guy, I guess. That's why I say it. Because I used to, when Sekiro, I stopped playing Sekiro because I was watching people like upload clips first try, and I'm like, there's no fucking way. You know what I mean? And I felt some type of way. I was so immature about it. You know what I mean? I just put the game down. But that's different, though. If someone says, "Oh, this is my first try," and it's not really, they're just trying to gas it up. Then like, no, but these are people. These are individuals I knew and watched them stream in Discord or stream online. I'm like, bro, what? You were just struggling, you know? And I knew they were blatantly lying, and it just put me off so bad that I just put the game away. But yeah, Sekiro's an excellent game, and I think they need to revisit that combat style, that movement, just make a part two, because Sekiro was excellent. Absolutely, it was excellent.
Amazing. Blake says, "Gaz, you inspired me to get my platinum trophy for Sekiro. Only 2 trophies to go." Shout out to Blake Carter, who actually helps me out massively doing the streams as well. But yeah, bro, this Asa, we kind of gone into Sekiro tap. But what have you been playing, man?
Mostly Final Fantasy 14, weirdly enough. We spoke about it really briefly, something neither of us had played a couple of weeks ago. But I've got
14.
my whole family. Yeah, the online one. I've got my whole family playing it with me, and it happens to support groups of 4. I've got a wife and 2 children, so we've been going through that together, which has been like the whole reason that I made them in the first place. And it's taken 15 years, but finally we're doing it. We're playing games.
So, how are you finding it? Have you ever played Final Fantasy 14 before?
A few times, but never really got into it. It's a weird game, and I don't like the characters that you can make on it. But now I've got far enough into it that it's probably fair to say that it's got its hooks into me now. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Wow.
It pulled you away from Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth.
I'm still playing that as well, but that's love and hate with that game, because it's still Final Fantasy 7 and I still adore it in that sense, and it's very much a Ubisoft game, and I wish Chadley wasn't in it whatsoever. But and Dragon's Dogma I'm still trying to get through a little bit as well, and the other kind of things, Forza and Halo and all of that kind of stuff on the side. Loads of games to be played, but Final Fantasy 14 has had like lion's share of my time.
No, that's good, man. I'm newest in our chat on my Discord. He's been saying that Final Fantasy 14 is actually really good, and that Final Fantasy 14 even has like dedicated kind of story, like you'd expect from the single player game. Like a proper story with cutscenes and everything.
No, not yet. Like apparently it gets into that when you get into the expansions. The opening, like onboarding for that game is shockingly bad. really awful for the first 2 or 3 hours. But if you can push through that, then it starts to pick up, and then apparently it gets really, really good later. So.
Oh, okay. I just remembered I'm not even making notes on my timestamps. God damn, that's going to make my life difficult. And I'm doing timestamps, but I'll figure it out. Gents, Huggy, you have not been playing any games. There's no point asking you this. But Blaze, what have you been playing lately?
Really, just a bunch of. I bought a new monitor, so I've been building some sort of review or preview on it. 4K OLED, QD OLED, wow. 32-inch. Guys, I'm telling you, if you need an upgrade, I'll send you the link. It's a little pricey, but. Anyway, I've been booting up a bunch of games just to capture some footage and stuff like that. Just a bunch of.
Is this a Samsung? Is it who makes the QD OLED?
Alienware. It's okay, Alienware, but Samsung. Yeah, you're right. Samsung makes the actual panel. It's their technology, okay. QD OLED, but they have other variations of it. I just went
how large? 32. How large can you get? 32 is the max.
Yeah, for 4K. Okay. I mean. Listen, I have OLEDs behind me and shit. Like, I am genuinely blown away. Like, I have a QD OLED ultra wide, same Alienware, but this is like ridiculous, man. I'm like blown away. 32 inch.
32 inch. Right. I'm kind of used to like I use an LG C148.
Beautiful.
So I have a normal OLED, but not the QD OLED. The thing with the QD OLED is the variation in brightness, right? It actually gets much brighter. So I was just curious how much better it is, and if it's really designed for a computer, that might make it a little bit more, I guess. One of the things I do hate about this is it dims and then comes back, right? That's one of the things I don't like about the LG C1.
Yeah, you're not gonna have that problem here, and they give you a 3-year warranty, burning anything. Yeah. So, which is really
burn-in awesome. Has not been an issue. It actually is really good. The LG OLEDs are really, really good. They do a really good job with that.
Well, PC's got statics, taskbars, and things that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're using that as a computer screen.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And it's nice 48-inch, right? It makes it nice and easy to see everything. It's awesome. And you can put a whole bunch of shit around, right? It's pretty good.
Yeah, you're pretty much good to go then. I mean,
yeah.
But the
QD OLED does have me interested.
No, it's awesome for sure.
Yeah.
Other than that, my buddy is working on. Gaz was speaking about this. I spoke about this a long time ago. AA developers on Unreal Engine 5 creating games that look really good, and my buddy Texas Post is creating a game, a SOCOM successor. I don't want to use the word SOCOM. It's a third-person shooter.
Inspired by SOCOM.
Yeah, it's got dismemberment. It's just got it's just absolutely gorgeous. And we've been in the lab, and I've been watching him. And there's this bunch of developers. Everybody's trying to fund. I've been, it's been really enjoyable to see this game. He's been working on it for a long time, and I'm just gonna let you know that Unreal Engine 5 is the savior. For this whole dilemma we're going through with expensive games, Unreal Engine 5 is the savior for gaming.
Thank you, Blaze.
Yeah, as long as we are okay with a little bit of a performance hit, it is. And like
it's future-proof, yeah.
Because if you look at like Hellblade, I'm sure we'll talk about it. 40 people developed that game. Yes, that's still a large enough team, but it's not a AAA team, right? So that tells you what they can do with like just the capabilities that are built in to UE5. It's so powerful what you can do. What was it? Unrecord? Was that the game that looked like totally real, where you were like in a body cam,
one?
right?
Yeah. Crazy.
I think that's the name. Unrecord. I think
that's a UE5 game. That's a
UE5, and you're like, dude, this looks like it's real. And they're like, no, we have to show. Like, I'll show you going through a wall. That's not possible in real life. This is actual game footage. And you're like, holy crap, man!
Indie developers.
Yeah,
bro.
It can do some pretty crazy stuff.
Is what I said I went on Portrock's show, and his friend M just started crying at this point. Like, the game industry, I'm just waxing lyrical about Unreal Engine 5, because Unreal Engine 5 definitely is a game changer, man. Like, I am seeing stuff on my Instagram reels, on my algorithm, where they're like, game dev. You know, Unreal Engine is so easy to develop for. Like, the people who made Power World learned to make that game on the job. They didn't have any prior game dev experience. They launched one of the most popular, successful games in a very long time. UE5, like, I know people like OT. We know he uses it for incredible like building scapes and all that stuff for his work. Filmmakers use Unreal Engine 5. There's a filmmaker course, like 30-day filmmaker course. You will learn how to use Unreal Engine 5 for the first time ever. I feel like dev tools are available for me to make a game. It's something like in the future, if I have the appetite, I would do it. And I think it's a game changer. You saw it with the Marvel 1947 trailer thing, but that game looks insane. Captain America versus
I downloaded Unreal Engine 5 because he told me to. It's like, and I'm trying to tell the guy, dude, I'm not a game developer. I'm not gonna learn this shit. He's like, so he starts showing me water physics. You know, like I saw it right now in my world. I have like I'll say like a lake with waves, more like an ocean, and like the water effects in that game. And just like I'm throwing random objects on the water, and the way it's moving, and it's so crystal clear, the water. You can see like the rock bed. Damn. It's like, bro, and I'm just messing around with this. And I'm like, it gets your head spinning. Like, wow, like it's really, really impressive. And I know people say it runs like shit on the consoles, but that's not. Listen, Unreal Engine is a very demanding engine, and like over time, people will learn and optimize things better. And these consoles over time, like the Pros or the new Xboxes, the PS6s, over time, that's okay. Like I don't think that's a UE5 problem. Really, I don't. Because I'm playing these games on my PC. I'm using this shit on my PC, so I understand.
What do you have for a rig? Is it a pretty high end rig? Or
yeah, I got a 49.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is even if you look at UE5 on PC, it's demanding. It is demanding, but we have enough oomph if you have a high enough end PC, and that generally allows you to play at a good frame rate.
I love the fact that all three of you rich pieces of shit, all three of you have 4090s as PCs. Look at Huggy's face.
Well, I do and I don't. See, I have all the parts behind me. I have a 3090 right here, but I'm just so lazy to put it in.
Even a 3090 is pretty good, man. It's a pretty 3090
is still a really good card. But the thing is, I put it on OfferUp recently just because I'm like, they're gonna announce the 50 series probably by the end of the year. So I have it on OfferUp, and if I get the right number, I'm just gonna sell it. So we'll see.
Yeah, and Leo Leon says that UE5 still has issues. It does, and the overhead is a problem. And I'm sure we're going to be talking about it today, about how Unreal Engine 5 is taxing, because we've got one big game that we're going to be talking about that does run on UE5, as you obviously know. Before we do, let me read these super chats. FM, shout out to you with a £10 super chat. Goes, Xbox P has an advantage with Game Pass Plus Series S, a refreshing library of new AAA games and shared library. If Microsoft migrates Series S to Xbox P, I think he means the next Xbox. I didn't know we started calling Xbox P.
I'm sure the P stands for portable. I'm sure he's talking about a handheld.
Oh, is that what we're doing now? Oh, wow. you'll get 1,000 games past and future. What do you think? FM is actually a great point. I'm actually working on a video which I've just finished writing the script for, or the bullet points for. And there's I kind of double back on that point, but might as well jump on this actually now. What's the 3320? So just before we went live, Jez Gordon from Windows Central, the sweet, sexy Jez, wrote an article whereby he revealed some stuff that he got I don't know how, but he got his hands on emails received from internal Microsoft correspondence. Microsoft is a massive corporation. I'm sure there's a pretty obvious reason how that got leaked, but Microsoft also corroborated the fact that these emails were correct. Maybe they're, sometimes they leaked it out. But in the emails, Sarah reiterated Microsoft's plans to build the new Xbox hardware. And he's delivering the biggest technical leap ever in the generation, repeating the same thing she said in the Xbox podcast. And part of that was also talking about forward compatibility. Xbox are now definitely ramping up production on their new hardware, because them doing that, them focusing on making sure that library carries forward is, you need to make sure that happens with the new bit of hardware. So we're going to start seeing now. It has begun. The hardware race has begun. And FM, in your super chat, you mentioned the advantage Xbox has had. So I'll frame this in a different way. I'll frame it to, oh shit, Huggy's back with the codes. 2 codes for Helldivers Global. Global. Who claimed that? Say it, you piece of say it. Thank you, Huggy. That's
Huggy
very
stay doing that, bro. I've never been in a chat where he hasn't done that shit, bro.
Huggy does
so generous, bro. He's such a generous man.
Yes. Giving PlayStation games to the enemy, you piece of shit. Give some Xbox.
Well, I mean, it's a PC game. I don't care if it's a PlayStation game. It's a PC game. Like, what's the big deal? Like, who cares if it's dude? I own all the PlayStation games on PC. Right? What the heck? It's like,
Huggy, keep up the good work. We appreciate it.
Yeah. I've given away a lot of the PlayStation games that hit PC. So
you have actually. He's trying to migrate. Oh shit! I didn't even see. We got Mash, who's now part of the GameOnDaily family, and FM. Eid Mubarak to you too as well. Although a little bit early, 5 days early. New Xbox. We've got so we've got that happening, and that today he reveals that Microsoft have actually set up a whole dedicated team now just to future-proof their digital Xbox game libraries and move them across forward. How that's going to work with the new Xbox console remains to be seen, but last week which we skipped, we weren't there for that show. We also got Phil Spencer and his interview with Polygon, where he was waxing lyrical about how much he absolutely loves portable. And really, essentially, what he's basically said is, we're definitely doing a portable hardware. At this point, if they don't do it, I will be shocked, because that makes no sense. In fact, actually, I've got the... let me pull up my bullet points from the video that's coming up. But in this interview, he says... And he's bought all of them. He's bought the... which I've tried. I think I've tried all of them apart from the Ace, the ROG Ally. But the Lenovo Go, beautiful handheld, man. Like it's such a good piece of hardware. And I was talking to ACG Karak. He loves that thing as well, man. You got one?
Oh yeah.
Blaze, man. Blaze got everything. Bro, that thing is amazing, isn't it? Just have you tried the use it as like, the mouse kind of like right stick? You use it as a mouse, like you use it.
I use mine mostly docked. I bring it to work and I use it as like a PC. But and that thing is incredible, man. I know people want to give all the glory to Steam Deck because they kind of started a trend and everything, but the ROG Ally's an excellent machine, for real. Yeah, I got them both. Really but
yeah, all of them. Steam Deck, my brother smashed it up, so I don't have one. But I'm really excited about this new Xbox handheld. And he talks about what he wants in this handheld. And one of the things he says is, and he says they are considering different hardware form factors and things that they could do as far as a new Xbox hardware is concerned. What should we build that will find new players, that will allow players to play at times when they couldn't go and play in the past, which is obvious. He's alluding to handheld and mobility. So this new Xbox console is going to definitely be, well, I think we talked about this last time, isn't it, Asa? Like, you're under the impression that the next Xbox will be this handheld device and not like
I've definitely not said that. I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Am I?
No.
I don't know. Okay. Because that's what a lot of people are saying. Like, oh, that looks nice.
It's really
sexy.
Yeah, it's a difficult thing because the handheld is not cheap. So the strategy that Xbox went with this generation of having a powerful machine and a cheap machine, the cheap machine is the one that moved the numbers more so for them. So it's hard to see them moving away from that entirely. They're also talking about this biggest technological leap, which you'd hope means that they're going to push something powerful. Doesn't necessarily. You can interpret it however you want. But a handheld device is not going to be the low end price because you've got to pay for a screen in there as well. Like, it's all hardware, it all adds up. So I'm not sure where it fits in with the strategy, how many machines we're getting and how they're going to be timed. But like you said, everything that they're saying strongly suggests that we will be getting something portable somewhere along the lines. I don't know where it sits in their generational shift and all the rest of it.
That's actually in my bullet points is where I'm saying, like, a handheld goes contrary to this generational leap, and the last thing we want is a bit of hardware that's compromised. But at the same time, is Microsoft now the old Phil Spencer saying of we will not be out of position in power and price? I think that thing is expired now, and this is, I don't think they'll be, I don't know, Huggy, do you think they'll care about being like at the top in the power front? Or do they think every screen is a screen, every screen is an Xbox PC? If you want power, build a PC, but we've got this specific Xbox hardware for you. Maybe that's the way forward?
So look, I've been talking about this for a little bit now, and like I see several paths they could take, right? Okay. What I've been advocating for is say, look, you already are running Windows on Xbox, just make it the same bloody thing and take away the last barrier you have, which is you have to make the game for Xbox. You could just make the game for Windows and it just shows up in the Microsoft Store. Now it's on Xbox and you're done, right? And they're already working on the ability to have multiple stores in the Microsoft Store. That was already something they'd already talked about from a Microsoft perspective. And now they're looking at doing it from a gaming perspective, right? So take Epic or potentially Steam or anything like that and just plug it in and you can have that there. And by the way, this is already there. Ubisoft does it, EA does it, right? I can go on my PC and get EA Play, and I can go on my PC and get Ubisoft Plus, and it just shows up on my Xbox. It's there, right? So I can use it, whatever, right? Fine. So they've already worked out the logistics. They've already worked out the technology. They've also already worked out the money exchange that needs to happen between them, right? As far as the contract work, right? So they've done that, and so that will be what they do with Epic to get that store on there, and what the cuts will be and all that stuff. Who cares? They'll figure all that stuff out, right? So. As far as what the next hardware would be, here's what I would recommend. This year, they should release a Series S portable, and that will be their foray into figuring out all the issues that happen on a portable, right? Right now, they've been in a plugged into the wall console that gives you a certain level of capability. That's a little different when you're taking it with you, right? Windows has a lot of Windowsisms, and that's kind of the problem. And I don't know if, like, Blaze, you kind of experienced this. You have Windows, you have to log into Windows, right? You can use your fingerprint and all that stuff, but still you're logging into Windows. If you mistakenly leave that device somewhere and it doesn't have that protection and it just auto logs in, they have access to your data. It's not just, it's your games, right? If somebody somehow took my Steam Deck, do they have access to my data? No, they just have access to my games. And they might be able to even have access to my
doesn't Windows require a password no matter what?
You can do auto login. Right. So for instance, my PC, my desktop PC that I have hooked up to my TV, it just auto logs in. So I've jury rigged it so that it just auto logs in as my account, which is fine because it's sitting under my freaking TV. Somebody would have to break into my house, come in and take. So that's a totally different thing. At that point, they have access to a lot more, sensitive stuff. Right. But my ROG would go with me, right? So I could mistakenly leave it somewhere. It's very possible. People do that. It happens, right? And now they have access to my data. And that's the part that's a problem. And these are the little things they're going to have to work out, right? So if they don't do the Windows thing, I hope they don't. I think they should make an Xbox portable, right? It boots up Xbox. It obfuscates any Windows background stuff. You don't get the desktop UI at all. You just get the Xbox UI, and it brings up your Xbox library, right? And it works in an offline and online mode, right? And they'll have to work out those semantics. I think that's the part they'll have to get through. A lot of the systems currently kind of want an online thing to do anything. A lot of games kind of want that online all the time. So that's something they'll have to work through and say, well, this is how we can denote games that you can play offline. This is what we'll do to facilitate that working offline and work through that, right? So I think that's kind of, it's a good learning until you get to next gen, when you can say, fine, now we can do it in earnest, fully baked, right? So this way you get a bridge between, you already have an established console, it's already got games, you're not going to change much. You're just saying, I'm going to take your Series S, I'll make it portable for you, right? And here you go. Like, go do that and make something. So I would prefer that. Not a difficult target.
I think Phil Spencer alludes to that in his interview with Polygon. He actually said this. He said the fact that the thing that he found frustrating about those devices was the Windows element of it, which is quite surprising for the head of Xbox who works at Microsoft to say. But I've got the quote here, and I just lost it. There it is. The things that usually frustrate me are more Windows-based than device-based.
It's very annoying.
Which is an area I feel some ownership of. Like, I want to be able to log in with a controller. I've got a list of things that we should go do.
100%. It very much still has that keyboard mouse feel. Doing the, I don't know if you've played a lot with Windows and doing chat. Oh my God, it's terrible. The whole UI for that is so horrendous in comparison to the Xbox itself, right? And I'm like, dude, you have this. Yeah. Why haven't you just ported it over, right?
Cumbersome,
the game bar thing with all these little sub windows, and it's, oh my God, it's so like, it's atrocious. So, like, what is this, right? And like, you have the UI, it's already there. You have it. It's on your Xbox. You just move it over. Like, so I think
why do they do that, man? Like, it's so annoying. It's so true.
Exactly, right? And so I think it's really just focus, right? Say these things are something we want to focus on and get it done. And that's kind of what they need to do. So that's why I think next gen, it'll have a more cohesive capability to allow merging of Windows and Xbox, but that can't happen easily. It's not going to it's not a 2-month project, right? That is definitely a multiple years project. And then they'd have to work with Windows. So Windows 12 plus this, something like that would kind of get into that direction. So right now, I just think just release a Series S portable.
I mean, the R&D that would take a while. I don't think Microsoft will be. I think Microsoft will be hesitant to push out a bit of hardware just like as a testing phase with the masses, because it'll take away the marketing bluster from their main one.
It's difficult as you think, because realistically, you already have it. See that ROG Ally sitting there is very close to a Series S. It's a 4.3 T-flop with double execution, giving you 8.6 T-flops, right? It's the same 8-core, 16-thread Zen CPU. So it's very, 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 very close. They can tune that and say, just like they did with the One S to the One, right? The Xbox One to the One S had slight incremental increases in performance. That's exactly what that box is. And you just say, you know what?
From a marketing perspective, I think also it's like you want to have new consoles are a big marketing beat. When they come out, you want to make a lot of noise about them. And what you don't want is a halfway house that's a bit compromised just to maybe sensibly test things out.
But what's compromised about it?
Because if you're going to release it, say a Series S, you call it a Series S portable, and obviously a naming convention and what matters, and then you go on to say that we're going to be working on a better revision of this later on. That's not as effective in terms of marketing as to saying the next Xbox is here, the new one, this is it, the big.
Dude, like that's always the case, right? So the Portal, for instance, could you say the Portal came out and you're like, oh, but there's going to be a PS5 Pro and then there's going to be a PS6. Well, actually, and it's like they're going to do a Portal that's native too, right?
No, well, right? the Portal actually screws a PlayStation over as well. I think I said this a couple of weeks ago. Where I said the Portal...
It's selling out. It's selling out. Like, you have to give it credit. It's selling out.
The Portal's selling out. But what the problem is if a native device comes out in the future... And this is where a lot of PlayStation faithful are saying, well, you kind of shot yourself in the foot there, because if you did a native device Portal, that would have been really successful, and is a missed opportunity because now you've released.
But there's a cost differential, right?
Yeah, dude, it's a $200 device.
Exactly. It's $200. It's an impulse buy, right? And that's another part of this. I don't want them to release something at $700. $400. That's the target. $400. Get a portable out there, Series S performance level, literally the ROG. It just has to be the ROG because it's already got the same performance characteristics, if not a little bit more. So you basically do that, give it the Xbox UI. It's got to have some Xbox internals, no big deal. They'll put that on the system. That's not a big deal, right? So that's essentially what I would expect them to do. $400 target to match the Steam Deck, to match essentially where Switch 2 will be, but Switch OLED is $350, right? It's in that same price range. That's what you got to do. Just put it out there. It's a console that happens to be portable, right? And we might think about the technical semantics and power semantics. You got to get rid of that from your head. The average person doesn't care. I can take my games and play them. That's why the Switch sold 140 million consoles, right? They don't care. The performance sucks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
That's true. The portable crowd it's when you kind of, definitely walk into the mass market zone. Even more definitively, you're going mobile. You've got the Switch crowd, you've got the mobile crowd, you've got also the Japanese crowd, which is very, very important. I don't profess to know the right answer here, but I do think that in terms of marketing, if Microsoft was going to do this big announce, and I mean, they said they're going to show something at the end of this year. I hope that white Series S digital thing is not real. Please be fake.
I think it is.
Please be fake.
I think it is.
You think it's real?
Yep. Oh, by the way, the other thing they can do, even with current gen, is they can bring Epic over. And if they do bring Epic over, that would be kind of an interesting thing to add, right?
Here's the thing with the Windows thing, though.
What's up?
I do agree. When I first got the ROG Ally, I missed dearly the user friendly, the intuitiveness of a Steam Deck. Everything was there. It just worked. It you know what I mean? Unless you went into...
Yep.
But also on the other end, having Windows is such a plus because you're not restricted to goddamn anything. You want to download. I know there's other ways to get emulators on the Steam Deck, which I have, but the process in downloading other programs that are not supported by Linux or whatever they decide to go with, that's why I like the ROG Ally in a way, because I'm not restricted. I have access to whatever I download on my PC. And not only that, when I first installed my ROG, my whole Windows synced up with it. All my apps, all my browsers, everything was there. I was like,
the nice things that you get with it.
Beautiful,
Yep.
But yeah, the Portal, like he said, it's an impulse buy. It's $200. That's why it's selling out, guys. Yeah, do people want a native hardware device? Sure, but it's a little device you can sit around on your couch or in bed, shooting the shit, playing games, getting some extra trophies, achievements, or whatever. And I think that's really appealing to a lot of people. Now, I'm a guy that owns every PS Vita game out. I love my PSP, love my Vita. I want PlayStation to make a handheld dedicated device big time. I really do. I was really upset when I first seen the Portal. And I'm still upset about it. I think they could have put everything into a native device, but like Hargate said, I don't think it would alienate anybody. I think the people that bought that device bought it because it's $200, man. I'm not saying $200 isn't a lot of money, but for what you're getting, do you get to still play your PS5 around the house? Like it's a cool little, it's an add-on, it's an accessory, right? It's not meant to be a standalone thing. It's an add-on. So
I mean, it's about the cost of the Elite controller, right? What do they call it?
Right.
There's this Edge.
The DualSense Edge
right?
is $200
right?
damn near.
Yeah, it's about the same cost. So like it basically becomes an impulse buy, and it's an interesting little toy. What the heck, right? But I also just think like if they're going to do a portable, that's the thing to do. Essentially, that would be the portable Series S, and then they'll get rid of the 512 gig Series S and give you the 1 terabyte version that you can just put on under your TV, and then you have this one that you can take with you. And
overdue. Their Xbox is always. I've always looked at Xbox like, okay, you're not getting to the VR market. I understand that it's a little niche. It's a risky thing, but a handheld, like I always expected Xbox to do that. I could picture like the 360 at the time, when this the 3 little light up Xbox logo. Like I just think it would be really appealing. Like I love handhelds. Yeah. I buy them all. I think if Xbox did that, they would have no problem selling that.
I think it would do pretty well. Yeah,
would buy it.
And Blaze, to your point about the Windows part of it, the beauty is the Xbox is Windows. We just don't see the Windowsiness of it. It is Windows.
Right.
They could expose little bits more to make it even more interesting to people. And that's why the Steam library coming over is viable, because it literally just runs the Windows code. It doesn't matter. So it's a whole new ballgame. It is viable to do all this. I think that Epic, he dropped that name and itch, right? I think there's something going on. I'd say those are coming pretty soon, and it is viable on your Series X, on your Series S to be able to play those games. But they'll have to figure out the semantics of it, like what happens as far as the settings, right? So like normally the game has like, you can customize whatever you want for frame rate versus graphics, right? So are they going to do some sort of canned defaults? I don't know. We'll have to see what they do with all that stuff, right?
Gamsley, thank you for the $2 super checkers. Huggy, are those the new Bose clip-on earbuds?
Yes, the open ears. Yeah, this is the what do they call these? The Bose open ear Ultra or something like that. I don't know.
I wonder how you got a hold of those. Huggy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Huggy,
I've tested the product, right? So yeah, what's up?
I don't know. Listen, I'm not pocket watching, brother, but I would love to know your social. And your credit card information and all that. Yo, this guy, bro, like, there's always someone that frog jumps you. Like, I'm like, dude, no one buys more shit than me. Then I meet Hargit and I'm like, oh, he's giving away PCs and shit. I'm like, yo, this guy's fucking nuts, bro.
And speaking of giving away, we got freaking, at least it wasn't Koopa, it was Shabs with a Horizon Forbidden West. Why are you funding PlayStation? Give money to Xbox, it needs it. God damn it, Shabs. I thought you were an Xbox guy. Thank you so much for giving Horizon Forbidden West Steam code. So the PC
Bose Ultra Open Earbuds. That's what it's called. I don't remember. I know the internal name. I work at Bose, right? So I know the internal name because I tested it when we were testing
Bose
it.
is fucking incredible, dude.
Yeah, I've heard good things as well. Gamsley, thank you so much for the super chat, because Legion Go is fire. Been playing Dragon's Dogma 2 and Brotato as well. He says Brotato Asa. He's still in the Brotato thing. I thought he'd give up, but he hasn't.
He looks like the guy from Brotato, Gamsley. He looks like the little head from you know what I mean? That's shout out to my guy Gamsley, man.
Shout out to Gamsley.
Brotato.
That's unnecessarily harsh. He was having a dig at me, but he's right, Gamsley. I'm afraid you do look a little bit like Potato.
Doesn't he? Put a little bandana on him. I'm telling you.
Christian5916, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for the $5 super check. Microsoft should make Xbox their gaming operating system that I could install any hardware like Chimera OS on, that basically makes the Steam Deck OS a console. What do you think of that, Augie?
So, look, as far as giving you the Xbox UI, I'm happy to have that available to anybody who wants to use it. I'll give you a caveat, though. If it's not the hardware they choose, then the nice, simple, clean update process goes away, because they can't control everything else, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to, like, say, the ROG Ally, they can work with Asus and say, we're going to work with you to make the next version of that an Xbox. So it will just be an Xbox. But it will be, so that way when there's updates, we're going to certify the updates in our process with you, and therefore it'll just auto update in the background, right? So when the next console update comes out, your firmware will get updated, your drivers will get updated, everything will get done in the background. So for you, it will feel like an Xbox, right? When it comes to whatever else you have, unless it's in that program, I just don't see how they make it cohesive, right? So there will be a Windowsiness to it then. And so as long as you're okay with that, fair enough, right? So if you built your own PC, you're kind of on your own. You can get the UI, fair enough. But there will be times when you have to go back to keyboard and mouse and the whole standard Windowsiness to handle the Windowsiness business of it. But I like the idea of opening it up.
Have you ever docked your ROG Ally?
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
Dude,
yeah,
it's awesome. And don't they got like a similar, I don't want to call it like a Steam version of but they got like where all your games are there and you don't have to go out of your way. It's just like you open up one app and all your games are there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking
about? I'm trying to remember the name of theirs. They have their own. There's also Play Night, which is a pretty good one.
Yep.
Which is open source. You can go get open source or freeware, whatever, but it's out there. I can't remember the name of theirs, but yeah, I use theirs all the time. It's okay. Theirs is okay. Play Night's better. I use that on my desktop. As far as my interface. But yeah, and I also bought they have a power adapter that has the built-in USB and HDMI. So that's the docking capability. I had that. Plus I bought a separate one where it gives me much more expansion. And then I use my thing.
Yeah, the one I use is the one that works on my Steam Deck. They work the same, so.
Yeah, then I use these. I have the
shit.
Nreal, the Nreals. These things plug in and basically give you like a 150 inch screen in front of your eyes.
Yeah,
it's AR. It's AR. So you can see the world around you, and you can choose how much of the world comes through. But you get a nice big screen of the actual output, so you can do whatever you like with your ROG.
Did you see them the Ray-Bans sunglasses that record and?
Yeah.
Oh, my brother got them, and I tried them, and bro. I'm such a moron. I spent $900 on just a designer brand of sunglasses that are stupid. My brother buys this for $300. Yeah,
$50. Yeah, dude, the pack chart, the sunglass holder charges like you just
so
put it,
sick,
bro.
So sick. And I was like,
right?
how many skits could film in first person with this?
Dude, how many strip club? I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, yeah, but then when you do record it, the lights do come on. So
I know that was bullshit. When I seen that, I'm like, you gotta be. I'm putting a sticker over that shit, like a little black sticker.
It's paint over it. Yeah, man, that's not creepy at all.
These are the kind of things that I'm looking forward to as far as the next thing, right? Because like portability is cool, but like the screens are still small. But having AR glasses on, right now the screen is nice and large, and I can just pair my Xbox controller.
It's like a VR, right, Hargy? It's like the VR when you.
It's an AR, but yeah, it's AR VR. You basically choose how much of the external world you see, right? By toggling, you can have it be like a lot or not. It's really cool, right? And then
Asa, you use VR when you have the PS5 interface and you just use it as a big screen TV. You know what I'm talking? You can play a game like that.
I never do that as a horrible way to play.
You've never done that before? You can do it though. You've never done it?
You can do it, yeah.
I mean, listen, the quality's not the best, right?
It's an option if you haven't got TV. Just like the Portal is an option if you haven't got a TV available. Yeah. But.
See, I did that in the Meta Quest when they have this like movie theater. You can invite your friends. Mm-hmm. Bro, that shit is so cool. Bro, some dude's like, you want to watch a movie? This was like a year ago, and you invite people to your movie theater. You got fucking popcorn.
This is what we had with the 360, right? With the Netflix app.
That's what it reminded me of.
Remember that?
That's what it reminded me of. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting next to people. You can throw tomatoes at them, and you're watching a full release movie with all your friends in VR. It's weird as hell.
I think when we get AR like proper, like that stuff.
That's what this is. This is AR. This is AR. And it hooks up to your phone or your computer, so it's already starting to get there.
Are you for the future, Huggy? Are you for the future?
It exists. You can get it now if you want it.
It's crazy. He lives in...
Right? It's 1080p, but that's good enough for ROG, because that's basically its output too, so...
Shit. Shout out to H2O in the chat. $100, he says. Wow. Salam. Alaikum salam. He says, Asa, gas, blaze, geeks the goat. When is the Xbox event? Gentlemen, from Dubai with love. He's going to fall asleep in 2 seconds, so I have to answer this question quick.
June 9.
June the 9th? That was very specific.
June 9.
Insider stuff you already like...
Dude, we know. It's June 9th.
June 9th? You heard it.
It's June 9th.
Isha, thank you so much for the $100 super chat, man. Dubai money. It's always flowing.
No, I don't know what that is in like your time zones or whatever, but June 9, Pacific time, probably around 10 a.m., something like that.
Yeah. No, June the 9th. Yeah, you heard it. Yeah. You heard it here first. And if Huggy gets wrong, you can hound him on socials. Oh, wait a minute. He's not on socials. You can hound me, the surrogate Huggy.
And by the way, those Ray-Bans, the only downside is, because my cousin got them, it just shoots in portrait, not in landscape. What do you call the fucking Instagram?
Portrait.
Yeah, portrait. That's the only thing. But still.
Oh, really? That's a bit of a killer for me then.
Yeah, that exactly. But the low lighting, like at night, I was surprised. He showed me footage. I was like, wow.
It's good for like shorts and stuff. Like
guys, it's fine. Just wear them sideways.
Yeah, you can actually do that. But it defeats the point of it.
Tip your head and walk around.
Shout out Fonz in the chat. I was gonna do actually I'm doing a first person segment in my next source video, but yeah. I mean, generally though, it seems like everyone is talking about it quite positively. A handheld device. Asa, I know you're not a big portable fan at all. You tend to like to play on your big TV, but it sounds like Xbox needs to do something very different in order to make a dent, and Xbox is saying that as much explicitly. And maybe this handheld device is the way to go.
Yeah, it's definitely like an exploding market. Obviously, Switch did it a while ago, but the success of other players in there has got to be turning their heads and got to be making them want to do it. They've also got, I really think, the touchscreen input on it is actually a really important detail they need to get right as well, because I think there is a massive generation of people that don't like using controllers. So like it's gonna potentially have buttons and sticks and things, but it's got to cater to as many people as possible if they want to grow the audience in the way that we know they do.
Point.
No, that's a great point. That's a great point. Shout out to Danny Passion Official with his terrible Sekiro tips. He's platinum the game. He says the ROG Ally is a great device. Love for the panel. Love for you too, Danny. That's a great point about touchscreen, man. Because the new generation of kids...
Guys, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'll forget this. If Xbox can capitalize on what Nintendo lacks, which is power and performance, I would use my Switch a lot more if the games didn't run at 240p at below. Yeah. You know what I mean? And Xbox, there's a market for them to slide right in. Like you got a big, out of the big three, they can literally fit right. I'm telling you, they could do really well in that.
Slide right in.
And have right? You have full backwards compatibility with all those old games too, which is pretty cool.
And not only that, they have. I know this is not important. I'm not a trophy guy, but Nintendo still doesn't have fucking achievements. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So a lot of people say, "Oh, all you can do when you play Nintendo." Listen, if there's any Nintendo fans, this ain't a shot at you. I own more Switch games than you. Believe that. It's a shot. I jump on my Switch and I feel so depressed and lonely. It's like I see people online and it's like he played Splatoon for 38 hours. Like there's no
connectivity. Yeah, there's nothing
lacks that.
Yeah,
and Xbox can do that. Like I'm telling you, they can. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's cross PC and Xbox, right? The social aspect of it, which is very cool. You have a lot of people that you can reach out to, and the Discord thing helps both PlayStation and Xbox, right? You have that potential as well, but yeah, Nintendo needs to come up to speed with that. Now, be careful. The next Nintendo could very well play all these games, right? So we just got to keep an eye on what the hell they announce.
I just feel like Nintendo just don't have that appetite to do third-party stuff that well, and I think the kind of and maybe you wouldn't.
Well, what do you mean they don't do that well? It's not up to them, right? They will create a platform that you can come to, right? So they can come to the
Discord integration. So important too. It's like how the fuck does PlayStation come out and say we've partnered with Discord for me to realize on my Series X that Discord runs completely better on Xbox. I can stream my Xbox games through my Discord. You can't do that on PlayStation, and they're the one that initially came out and said, "Oh, Discord's our partner. We're fucking with them." I was so fucking pissed when I seen somebody go live. I'm like, "Are you streaming off your fucking Xbox? You're showing me game?" He's like, "Yeah. Why? You can't do it on your PlayStation?" I said, "What the fuck?" I lied to him. Of course, I completely lied to him and said, "No, we can do that." I didn't know Xbox could do that. Bro, I was so embarrassed. That's fucking horrible.
Listen, I mean that is weird when PlayStation buys stakes in Discord and Xbox rolls out these features faster. I don't get that.
Discord's so big. Listen, I know there's a lot of console guys out there that still, I'm talking to you, Cole Eastwood and Gaming Addict, that like to jump in party chat still, but Discord is so essential for building a community and gathering people and watching shows and watching pay-per-views. It's I'm telling you, Discord is the future. It really is.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's because Discord was there years before on Xbox, so they made that partnership, quite a while ago.
Yeah, but you couldn't do anything with it. I remember seeing like, oh shit.
Yeah, it was very minimal, and then they made it a lot better. Right as PlayStation announced it, like a few months later, they said, "Okay, here comes the integration to Party Chat." Like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool, right? So yes, it had some like Discord integration, but it was like your friends could see whatever's going on, and that was basically it, right?
Yeah.
But then they went way further, which is awesome, right? So
they've done a great job. But Discord is like I've got my Discord server now. It's just like home from home. H2O, man, what the flip? He's given 2 codes, and he says for the players, so I assume they're PlayStation codes. And I don't know what they are for. Can someone who freaking redeemed that please let us know? And sure, thank you, man. That's $50. $50.
You got some generous. You got a generous fan base, man. That's awesome.
It's Arab money. But
Is
yeah,
it?
No, absolutely we do.
Habibi, solidcast Habibi. I mean,
he's such a nice guy as well. And good luck with your business as well. But yeah, man, tell me what the code was for. I'm so intrigued now. Like, I don't know what that was.
probably Horizon, probably.
You wouldn't spend $50 and give away a shit game. So next topic. Well, okay, so we know that look, I'm quite excited about what this new Xbox hardware is going to be. They obviously need to do something different. I have concerns because I care about power, but I'm trying to come to terms with the fact that if you really want power with these consoles, and it's not a copium thing, it's the reality thing. You need what you three gents have, sitting there massaging yourselves with your 4090s. That's waiting for the 50.
I mean, like the console was never intended to be the high-end computer, right? It's an entry-level machine that gets you good enough gaming, and I gotta say it does a pretty good job. Whichever console you're on, yes, the Switch is a little dated, but whichever console you're on, you're able to play games, and that's kind of the point of it, right? You're in the system to play games. That's it. You're now in the ecosystem at a low cost.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit. You can do all sorts of things. You can get like freaking 3 NVIDIA RTX 4090s and put them in freaking cereal or something like that. Good, go for it, whatever. But you don't have to go crazy. Again, most people don't need the high level. If you can afford it, why not? Great. But anytime I hear about PCs, all I hear about is it's like $5 million. It's like, no, it's not. If you just need a PC to play games, you can get something that's a slight bit better than your consoles, but it gives you access to the entire library of games, right? So you're not worrying about buying a PlayStation. Yeah, exactly. $1,000. It gets you in the door. You'll get maybe time and a half the performance of your consoles. That's good enough. And you can get your PlayStation games, you get Xbox games, you can get your Nintendo games. You can get all the PC ones. And there's so many stores. And then you don't pay for online anymore, right? And even Game Pass is cheaper. I'm just saying, right?
At the end of the day, like he's saying, it's a PC. You don't have to just play games on it. It's.
Yeah. I mean, I need a 5090 because I want to learn Blender and stuff and 3D shit and After Effects because I want to do more video editing. But like, just generally, like Xbox in the space now and where it's at, and just through it tried with the Series X and didn't really smash it out with a power narrative, and then they got beaten down by it. Really, in my opinion. And you're right, Hagi. Like, console doesn't have to. Well, I think we've been looking at it because it's so adversarial with PlayStation and with the Pro.
Yeah, it's more console worriness instead of like actual. Hey, I can play the game. That's all that matters. I can play the game. I buy the game. I play the game. I have fun. That's it.
Yeah,
right?
you still like some gamers like ourselves here. All four of us, we still are the core gamer that really wants the best. Bleeding eyes, like freaking bleeding edge 60 FPS graphics. But no, absolutely.
I do not want bleeding eyes. I've never sat there and thought my eyes were bleeding.
Not bleeding eyes.
How about bleeding edge, brother?
Bleeding edge. Bleeding edge. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, you can't say those words because that was a game that was so bad that we can't say those words.
First thing I'm thinking, like, no, I don't really want to play bleeding edge either.
Shout out to Bleeding Edge, man. And shout out to H2. Those were just gift cards he just gave away. It's very generous, man. Thank you, man. Jax, thank you for the $2 super chat. Is there a way to transfer Xbox games to Steam? My brother got PC Windows working on his Steam Deck, but transfer Xbox game? No, I don't think so.
To Steam Deck? Transfer, no. Steam. You can work out booting into Windows, and then you can run your Game Pass games. There's a lot of stuff out there. You can look it up, right? I'm sure there's YouTube videos that show you how to do it.
Yeah.
But basically, there are ways to get it to. You can get your Game Pass library on a Steam Deck, if that's what you're talking about. If it's Steam Deck,
that or you can just get Steam as well. The answer is no. So yeah.
Within Steam, no. But why would you need it? If you're on PC, you have access to both. Just go to the Microsoft Store, you have it, right? Or the Xbox app, you have your Game Pass library.
Yeah, that's true. That's what was confusing me about the question.
You don't have your Xbox games, if that's what you mean. It isn't the console. So you're not going to get your Xbox back catalog.
Unfortunately. But that might change.
They're working it.
Yeah, they are. Shabs, thank you for the £2 super checkers. DD2 Steam. Oh, bruv. Shabs is giving away so many codes as well, bruv, as his Horizon. Now he's giving Dragon's Dogma 2 Steam. Kupo, not a shit game. And then another super chat says Kupo. Oh shit, and then we got freaking Mash with the $10 super chat. Damn, you guys are generous today. Oh shit, this music's still playing. Shout out to you, Mash, man. That's very nice of you. You guys have been super generous. Whoever got the membership, say thank you. I see. Oh, it doesn't give the same people that are already members memberships, does it? I hope not. What fresh people? Constantinos Pascal, thank you for the 550 NOK. A PC library never goes away, no matter how many times you change the hardware. I hate that uncertainty with consoles. Which is, you'll be happy then, Constantinos, with Sarah Bond setting up this new department and forward compatibility. The Xbox cares about game preservation to some degree. So we've talked quite a bit about the new hardware. I think generally it's going to be very, like, even today I saw it, like, bro, it's been like a graveyard in terms of Xbox, how they feel, and just the mood ever since the Xbox went third party. No matter how much you want to say, apparently Jess Gordon also reported that they've seen that Matt Booty confirmed that, you know, they acknowledge that the mood is as low in the Xbox realm ever since they announced this thing, and I think that's definitely the case. But what I did see was with this announcement of more Xbox hardware is coming, and with Hellblade, which we'll talk about, things started to change a little bit because it's really quiet. PlayStation has been releasing great games and then Rise of the Ronin, which I think I'll actually enjoy, contrary to reviews. But, you know, Xbox desperately needs a win. And in this quiet lull period, we suddenly, I wasn't expecting it, we got Hellblade 2 finally made its previews. Previews came out, and I just wake up randomly on one day, and not just previews. I don't know if I was expecting these. I don't know if they even announced them, but they came out of nowhere. Hellblade preview and footage of Hellblade 2 came out. The first thing I see is IGN playing this game, and the gameplay is at 60 FPS, and I'm like, yo, Hellblade 2 looks mad. Like, this looks insane combat. Everything that I was talking about on our show about, you know, hard hitting combat and what they need to do and just make it up close and personal, they're doing all of that and more. They show off Hellblade 2 and the game looks gorgeous, man. Unreal Engine 5, you talk about Unreal Engine 5, Blaze. Hey man, Xbox got a good looking game for once. You gotta recognize Habibi, Xbox. Blaze does not like this. Blaze gets a hard on for PlayStation being at the apex of graphics. No matter how much PC stuff, he just loves it. But this is where it's gonna hurt him. It's gonna hurt him. God, tell us how much it doesn't hurt you.
No, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You guys are not gonna like what I have to say here.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not a fan of Hellblade.
This guy, there's always an angle.
No, there's not an angle. I didn't, when it came to PlayStation, you can check, I have no trophies for Hellblade. It was never an appeal factor for me. You know why? I smoked weed for the first time. This is like years ago. I smoked weed. I put on my headphones. I'm about to play this game. And this bitch, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I took off them fucking I was so fucking high, and I'm hearing this. All these fucking people.
That is the worst game to play when you're high. Are you stupid,
bro? No, I can recognize the game is gorgeous as fuck. The game is beautiful. All right, I'm not hating on the game. It just, I never gave it a full chance, so I'm not. There's really no appeal for me.
Bro, that's so dumb, bro.
That was a dumb move.
It's so dumb to play that game high. That game mimics psychosis. So you have a drug that is actually known to induce psychosis. So you play Hellblade of all games, that you're actually going to get mental health problems playing that game when you're high. That game is the most fucked up game of all games in the history of games. To play high.
Yes, I played for like 10 minutes.
Play high is Hellblade.
Dude, I played that for 10 minutes, and I literally I took off my headphones. I'm like, I can't do. I legit can't do this. I was like fucked up for the whole night. I was so freaked out the whole night. That shit ruined my whole fucking high, bro. And then, honestly, I haven't even really smoked since that day, bro. But yeah, The game is a gorgeous game. I'm not taking anything away from it. The only thing I have an issue with is, Xbox getting the short end of the stick and the frame rate running at 30 FPS. Because if you're telling me that my Steam Deck, they're not going to lock it for my ROG Ally. They're not going to limit my frame rate for any other device but the Xbox. And that's where I have the problem. It's not about the game. It's about how they can sit here and lock. It's just not right. Like, I don't understand it. I don't.
I'm still can't get over the fact that you're playing Hellblade. Hi. But the first time when you started smoking as well. That's the worst game. But you crazy guy. But this frame rate thing, let's just get this out of the way before we talk about how good the game looks. Look.
Well, but first, I'm going to agree with Place on the game itself. I played it, the first one, finished it, and I'm like, eh. Like the gameplay was just not that great. It was okay. The puzzling stuff was like meh. It just I mean, like, I give them a lot of kudos for the material, right? Doing something on mental issues, fair enough. But as far as the game, it just didn't really do much. Like, for me, it wasn't that exciting. I'm least excited. And I've been consistent about this. Least excited out of this year for the games that they've announced. This is my least exciting game. I'm actually more excited about Aura History Untold than I am about.
Really? Well,
than I am about Hellblade. I will play it. I will finish it probably, but it's not something that I'm really looking forward to. And yes, I will play this on my PC because it can play at a higher frame rate.
Before we go into that, bastard. Mash says, theoretically, if Xbox ever did leave consoles, would my Xbox game library migrate over to PC, or what would they do? Good question. Very good question. And I think
we don't know yet.
We don't know yet, but I would say of all of the digital libraries you can get, the Xbox One is probably your safest because Microsoft had the most technical capacity to carry it forwards if they were to stop making consoles. Even your Steam library is not safe. The only exception is the likes of GOG that are DRM free that will let you keep and play without any kind of DRM or authentication. Any digital license is not safe. That's not exclusive to Xbox.
Yeah, the main headache isn't the technology part of it. It's the bloody licensing part of it, right? It's the legalese that's around the stupid license they have from third parties. Now, granted, Microsoft's also bought a lot of third parties, so those ones they can just amend to do whatever they want. But when it comes to other third parties, they kind of have to work with them to figure it out. In some cases, those companies are gone, so it becomes very challenging to figure out what you can do and what you can't do. But anyways, that's the headache.
So much cloud infrastructure on the console hardware because it does let them, like everything that is on an Xbox, I think they are licensed to put that on the X Cloud as well, more or less. I don't know the intricacies of the license, but I think that's the case.
Okay. So yeah, sorry, that was Divergent based on Hellblade. You guys were saying
definitely
that you didn't.
True. Just thinking that through and thinking of the whole like Ubisoft having some of the cloud licensing one. It's definitely not that they've got all the licenses, but definitely Microsoft have more capabilities to carry forward than more or less.
What do you guys think of Hellblade? Did you like the first one? Did you play the first one?
In fact, actually, it was Asa who spurred me on to play the first one. Asa said, play this game, and then also, after you've done playing the first game, watch the documentary in making of, which is in the game, about it, and we'll definitely watch it after you complete it. So I was intrigued. I'm like, what why? Okay. When I completed the game, the first thing I did was watch this, and I got it. And then you get it. And that's where Hellblade is different, and where Hellblade won't find a crowd with everyone. And Issa always describe it well, that it's not a game that's supposed to be enjoyable as such. Kind of flies in the face of a lot of game design, doesn't it? It's like it's going to be.
It flies in the face of the word that we use. So video games are kind of almost hindered by the fact that we call them video games, which implies that you play them, which implies that they can only be fun, and that's not true. Video games can be anything and everything that every other medium can be, and Hellblade is the example of that I would go to every time. It is not a fun game to play, but it stands as art.
Yeah.
But don't you think when you're Xbox and you're approaching Hellblade to buy them, like wouldn't you?
Ninja Theory,
I'm sorry, I was lost for words. Ninja Theory, and you're approaching them. Wouldn't you like say, hey guys, we love the work you did. We see potential. Why don't you guys go a different? Isn't Xbox in the business of trying to like?
You're absolutely right that it is remarkable that we have a AAA commercial publisher funding something that is inherently indie. I'm here for it. Like, I'm glad that they're doing that. I don't want them to go the Disney approach and like round off all of the edges and say, no, make it more palatable.
No,
make
I'm
it
not
more like
saying
Spider-Man
that,
or whatever, you know.
But you're telling me that Hellblade doesn't appeal to everybody, and that doesn't make it a bad game, right? But you're saying that's what you're saying. So I'm just saying, like, wouldn't they just say, hey, unless Ninja Theory was like desperate, like, no, we want to finish the story, we want to, you know, continue on this thing. But like, if Xbox is in the market of selling games and getting more people to view their games, wouldn't they go have that talented developers go a different direction? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I fundamentally agree with you that I would expect a publisher to do that, but it is also my worst case scenario as a player that some big conglomerate comes over and forces everyone's hand to make the commercial
fair enough.
AAA. But
I kind of agree with Asa in that I like that Microsoft, look, they have games that are like that. They have Call of Duty. They're not going to tell them to stop making Call of Duty, right? That's going to keep happening.
Yeah.
But I like the variety. I like that they go with this kind of thing. Like, Pentiment was a crazy game, right? Do I expect a lot of people played it? No. I played it and finished it, but it's a crazy ass game. If you like those kind of games, I would definitely recommend it. It's a text adventure. You're not gonna. It's not for everybody, but for those who like it,
what is it?
Fantastic. Pentiment.
Oh,
which I you know, the fact that they greenlit it, they said, hey, it's a small team. Go ahead, do your passion project. I like that. I like that they're gonna go.
That's amazing. They would let them do that.
I like that, right? Because you get weird, like Grounded. That didn't have, like, it was a small team, right? And Microsoft's like, yeah, okay, well, go ahead. Let's just do it, right? Is it, well, it did how many? 15, 20 million, something like that, players? That's pretty good. That's pretty good, right? Yeah. So, and it hasn't come out on the other platforms yet, right? It hasn't come out on Nintendo or PlayStation yet, right? So
not yet.
So we'll see if it does anything over there. But from my perspective, I like that. I've spent 200 hours in it, right? So I think it's a cool thing to allow quirky games and to have something like, you know, Hellblade 2. Again, I take your point too, Blaze. They have to complete the picture with other big games, right? It can't just be Hellblade. You have to have the Indiana Jones. You have to have something to say. But we got this, but we also got this, right? So
absolutely, yeah, absolutely. Right. Blaze, you allude to a good point there, because Xbox really need to smash on a lot of different fronts, and you've got this talented studio, which is still a AA studio, and it's really good. Hellblade 2 being made, one, is really good, is because Microsoft revealed their console with this game, and this game, which is not for the mainstream, which is a AA studio. It's still a AA studio, AA plus if you think about it, because it got so much of Xbox's money on it. Whatever. Not just money, but resources available to them. This is Hellblade 2 is going to be the quintessential example of consolidation good, where they've acquired a small studio that were not exactly they were always cash strapped, because indie development is a stressful affair. They've been leveraged, they got a safety blanket, they use technologies not available to them previously to deliver one of the best looking games, and this comes from a AA studio using Unreal Engine 5, a new engine as well. So this is going to be a success story, I'm sure, and it's going to be I hope critically it does well. Pricing, digital,
we'll get to that.
Only.
I'm curious about what you guys think about that, but yeah.
Guys, have you ever Dark saying Scorn's a masterpiece? Can I block him? Can you make me a mod so I can block him, please?
Hey, listen. Doc, yeah. Doc. Shout out to Doc 18985. There's levels to this. Doc. If you were high, play that game. Scorn, which I need to go back. I'm playing so many games right now. But Scorn, bro, it's a very different type of game. It's like a freaking beautiful game, though. It's stunning. Like, if you like Geiger-esque art style, incredible game. And if you're danked and you're playing that game, whole different ball game. Better than freaking playing Hellblade till you get psychosis in real life. What's wrong with you? So shout out to Doc 19885. But the 30 FPS conversation is something we need to have. Doc 1985 levels to this was not happy. I also was not happy. Now look, let me clarify, because people on the internet don't understand. And even when he explained it to them on Twitter, I think most people drink bleach. But generally,
they do.
Bro, I've never realized how stupid humanity was until I got on Twitter. But then, and obviously a lot of it, I'm goading people, and I'm upset. Not upset. I said it. I've said it before. I said it on this show. I said it on Twitter. I'm trying to find the tweet. this game's going to be 30. Don't even be surprised if they do a 24 FPS filmic mode because the game is cinematic as fuck.
Discussions on RDX about this stuff, right? With UE5, we're like, we're warning you, UE5. I don't know, man. Just expect those 30 FPS games, girl.
Because and a year ago, Digital Foundry said it, and they were spot on. And Unreal Engine 5 is like
we expected this to be happening, right? And we saw the 5.2, I think it was UE 5.2, where they came in with the performance mode option, and I'm like, read the fine print though. You're turning off all the features. So if you want it to look like last gen, okay, but last gen also has last gen work. So good luck. Because now you have like the shortcuts. You're throwing all the shortcuts away, and you're gonna have to go back and do all the work that you used to have to do. All right.
Yeah, I told everybody that don't get used to 60 FPS. Oh, Assassin's Creed, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is still the best version you can play on the consoles. It has better vegetation than the actual PC version, which is so weird, but it does. Okay, and I always said don't get used to 60 FPS because these developers are gonna want to push the envelopes. New engines are gonna come out. They're gonna be demanding, and it's this whole cycle that we go through as console gamers where we get to the mark we like, and then we take a step down because gaming has to innovate and move forward, and they're gonna push the boundary and better lighting and better particle effects. The thing that gaming is lacking is the attention to detail, the little things that you can bump into and the little stove that you can turn on, shit like that. Like
very few people understand that, Blaze. Me, you, Solid Rev, Jack Move, us lot always point at these things. It's like we came from the same gen. Like we understand. Like why is it? I see us lot, and we also have very similar tastes, minus Power World, which I didn't even play that much. But all of us like Callisto Protocol. Me, you, Jack, Solid Rev, love Callisto Protocol. We always say, where are these attention to detail? Like, where's the footprints? Where's the physics-based stuff? Where's the liquid physics? You even talk about it. And when you talk about it, we're on the same wavelength on these things and those little minutiae of details. Hellblade 2, on its own, is incredibly like what they're doing. They've got Lumen, they've got freaking ray traced lighting. Digital Foundry did it with their take on it. I said this game can be forgiven to do 30 FPS because it's doing a shit lot of stuff, UE5 stuff on console. Like if this, and John Lindemann said if this was on PS5, it would still be 30 frames because that's how demanding it is. And this is what people need to understand. Yes, I agree fully. That's why I said it before. I would play this at 24 FPS because I'm just weird like that. I want the cinematic experience because this is filmed like a movie with its aspect ratios, black bars, all of it, like the Ordinary 86, which I was actually quite scathing of in its filmic bars at the time. But I was uneducated piece of shit. But,
I mean, and to be fair, that game was pretty similar as far as like length and what they were doing, right? It was pretty crazy.
But the Order 86 still holds its own visually, despite being
very good looking.
Early last gen games. That's incredible.
I don't think it sold that well, right?
No, it didn't. And Andrew Pacino was the guy who used to make my fun. It was the guy behind it, and then he did something weird. Like,
that game deserves a sequel, man. That whole universe
that game is as terrible as it was, deserves a sequel.
I don't think it was terrible.
I don't think it's terrible. I think they made
it was short.
Yeah, that's bad. You know, they had the little button prompts to fight bosses. What do you call it? QTE?
Same bosses, the same wolf boss.
But other than that, guys, the cutscenes were done very well. The
cutscenes were great. Voice acting was great. Story was good. They had the vampires, but they didn't even do anything with the vampires.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's so much. The whole round table thing. There's so much.
It was a chapter 1.
Yeah, and not only that, the guns were unique. They had lightning guns, they had cool, unique guns that looked like they came out of. It was incredible, man.
Stylistic, it was good. The combat was good. The ideas were good, but the execution was poor because they.
Yeah, and that was 60, right? I think it was $60. No, I think it was a $60 game.
It's full price game.
Yeah, I think it was $60. I finished it literally, like I bought it, I finished it and went next day to exchange it because I'm like, I'm done. And it's like, damn, I wish I could give you a refund. But I'm like, fine, whatever, I'll just trade it in, whatever. But that's my downside to that one. I wish it came out at like $30 or $40 because that's how much it was for content, right? Yeah. And then they did a chapter 2. And I think the problem is something like that, right? It was, I think, literally like 6-7 hours, something like that. It didn't take long to finish at all. But yeah, and we're on Order 1886. We should probably be talking about Hellblade 2. But But it is very similar. Like this is, and they're doing it better here as far as it's not $70. They're cutting down the cost, which is good. So setting an expectation. Don't expect this to be 40 hours, 50 hours, right? Which is good, right? So, but I think these bite-sized chunk games are good. I don't think we need everything to be a very large RPG, right?
I'm happy with this game.
Right?
I said this with Spider-Man 2. I've said this before. I'm happy with this game being short. Please give me more short games.
Yeah.
There's so many of them, as long as they're designed like that way. But Doc, don't worry. I'm with you there. Generally, despite the fact that Hellblade can justifiably be 30 FPS because that's the vision or whatever, it's still 60 FPS on PC. So that's not a good look. And also, it's a bad look for Xbox. Incidental or not, it's terrible. Xbox has Redfall, should have never been 60 at launch, and it was 630, crap 30 for ages. Then you had freaking Starfield, which I excuse because of its volumetric lighting, whatever. Great, but still 30. And then you had Forza, which didn't really do. It got bested in the power, in the visuals, like stake by a cross-gen game. So I could put that as a strike 3, and then this is strike 4. So Hellblade, despite how good it looks for Xbox, the console, the Series X, the most powerful, eats monsters for breakfast narrative, that is shit. And Xbox lose.
I can just see it right now. You're the problem, Gaz. You're the problem.
Yeah,
You're the problem, Gaz. You're the problem.
That's all I heard. Like you can't escape the marketing of this thing. Like it's a bad look for the Series X. Will that make Hellblade a worse game? Well, actually, some people won't enjoy it as much. And I saw the 60 FPS gameplay on IGN, and I was like, oh, the combat looks so smooth at 60. It looks so nice. To the point where I thought the cinematic flair would be lessened, but it wasn't really from the gameplay. I will still enjoy Hellblade. I don't think it will make me dock a point on Xbox, not that I give points on reviews, but it's just a bad look for Xbox in general. Asa, I'm known for being emotive and not the logical one, so perhaps you can inject some common sense, some sense into the proceedings. Hellblade to 30 FPS. A lot of people were saying there's going to have a 60 FPS fidelity mode, remember? But it didn't. Performance mode.
It's not a question. For me, I probably upset some people here. Like, I actually think that targeting 30 frames per second on the Xbox Series X is the best use of that hardware for the game and the experience that they're trying to deliver. I'm not saying this as a massive like Xbox defendy kind of person, because I would not say the same about Starfield. I would not say the same about Redfall. But for Hellblade, because they have such tight control of the camera and the motion, there's some games that I play at 30. This is not new information. Hellblade, I think they will deliver exceptionally well at that frame rate. And I think if they do nail it and people do enjoy it, then options would have been a waste of time. It depends, because they're so intent. Their artistic direction with it is so specific. It's supposed to be so close up, and all of the specific like the details and the framing really does matter to them. And if they would have had to compromise too much to deliver a high frame rate mode, even if like I get options are supposed to be good in all circumstances, but I don't really feel that myself. I think if they can deliver a particular vision and 30 frames is the way they want to do it, I'm supportive of that. At the same time, when they come forwards and say we're doing it at 30 frames per second because that's more cinematic than 60, and they kind of peddle this idea that the game is better for being 30 rather than 60, rather than like these are the compromises we had to make to best deliver our vision, people outright reject that because it's not true. Like everybody knows absolutely that when you play this game at 60 frames per second, it's gonna be better to some degree. I mean, it just is. It's not like film and cinema where if you put the frame rate up, everything starts to look weird and you start getting like the Hobbit effect where there's people running around on a set. Games aren't the same technology. It doesn't work like that. You can put that frame rate at 240 and it's gonna look like Hellblade 2. It's gonna be just fine. So don't peddle the cinematic thing in as if people are mugs, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's a great point, actually. It's a great point, because they said, and that's what they did, though, in socials, isn't it? They didn't actually say that this was based on, and that's where the bullshit came in, and that's where I was calling it out. I'm like, well, if you're saying that, but your peak experience is 60, and you're showing it off at 60 at these previews. All the previews were at 60 FPS because they were playing on PC, or that I saw. So, and it looked better. So, like, don't give us the bullshit. Just be honest. Like based on the tech. And I know it's a tricky position because Xbox put them there, but it's not Xbox's problem to solve. Blessed Red, thank you for the $5. Is that Blessed Red the same path race path?
That's the same guy that donates to you, not to me. Shout out to Blessed Red.
Shit,
Blessed Red, what's up, brother? How you doing?
People mad at Hellblade 2 being 30 FPS, but were hype, and we're looking forward to make games looking like Matrix Awakens which ran at 30 FPS. Be careful what you ask for. You're absolutely correct there, Blessed. I loved the Matrix demo. In fact, I used it in one of the videos here.
I was actually, I forgot all about the Matrix demo, facts. Yep.
I still have it installed. I just refuse to delete it because I apparently can't delete it again. Install it again or whatever. Download it again. That's how good the Matrix demo is. So he's right. Yeah, Blessed Red is right. Like, I was so impressed with that demo, and I was like, where is this version of the game on this console? Hellblade looks like the first version of that Matrix demo to a certain degree on this console, and it looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Can't wait to see what happens when Gear 6 drops. Think it's going to be 60 or 30?
Oh, so that's a good point. Before we'll get into that though, because that's the next topic. I'll just read it. Flank, thank you so much for the super chat. Because got a Legion Go, working night shift security, the Rogue Ally next, own a silent, cool running gaming laptop, actual mobile gaming. Hashtag actual mobile gaming. Xbox needs a handheld. Flank is going to be the first in line. He's got every single one of them, or he's going to get them. But shout out to 514 of you, 18 of you, sorry. Smash the like button. As cheesy as it sounds, just do it. Before we go on to that, look, Hellblade, genuinely, okay, I get two of you are apathetic to it. Me and Asa, you and I are looking forward to this. I think this is going to be an incredible game. I think I saw. Did you watch the previews, or did you kind of fear of spoilers not
I've
looking
seen bits of it. The reason I haven't put it up here is all the footage that I've seen has actually been from IGN's video, and it's a properly edited video that pulls in bits of other games and other kind of references, so I don't want to just steal it as such.
Slap
if
it
it was
on.
just B-roll,
Yeah.
I'd put it up.
It's
but
IGN.
it's not,
They
so.
steal stuff all the time. Who fuck IGN?
Fair, and yet, just because they are.
I know. Look at you, sensible Asa. Chat. I don't feel sorry for IGN. But at the same time, I also did the... I don't care. But, yeah, so another thing about... before I go down to get some water, I was going to say... Tamim Antonides, the game director, we find out on the day that previews come out that he's actually left. So a lot of people worried about the fact that, wait, hold on, another departure? And this comes back like today. Let me check Jess Corden's walk. I'm watching him cover the news. We had a senior Xbox exec, the one who said he eats monsters for breakfast, leave Xbox as well. What the hell was his name? What was his name? Asian
Chowdhury,
guy.
I can't remember. Something Chowdhury.
Kareem Chowdhury. Yeah.
Kareem.
He was... Mike Ybarra said, I wish Kareem Chowdhury the best. Sad to see him leaving Xbox. He touched so many over the years. Okay, that's hopefully not literally. That's just terrible. More important, he was a person.
I had to go there. No, did he?
No, did he? I love that. That's a meme now. Xbox CVP. Yeah, so he's left. But Tamim's left. The guy, the moment he left, bro. Talking about touching people, this guy has touched a lot of women. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm sure it's consensual. Tamim Antonides is a party goer, and he fondles a lot of breast, male and female. I just know it. I'm sorry, Tamim. You can come at me, but you are my hero. That's right. You're my hero. This is not a term of derision. Bro, you are living the life. If you follow this guy on Instagram, bro, he is partying 24/7. You know he's going orgy party. 100% he's on orgies. 1,000,000,000% he's on orgies. The pictures that he sent on socials every time is literally having an orgy. Like, Gene, you've been to these parties, bro. You know for a fact Tamim's living the life.
I thought you were about to ask if you had an orgy.
Huh?
I thought you were about to Gene, you had an orgy, but you changed it.
He did. Gene did have an orgy. He said it on a Jaffe stream with me, and Jaffe and him are on stream. Gene's a fun, cool guy, bro. He's done something. He went to a private party wearing a little, those little masks you get. Those little parties where you wear those little The fancy parties in like movies and stuff. I've never been to one of these freaky. I'm not a person with like that kind of kink. You know, they wear those little masks. And he went to one of those. And because he wears glasses, he said that it was really uncomfortable. So he thought, fuck it, I'm just going to take off that voyeur mask, whatever you call it. Epic Treasure knows the name of those masks. You tell me. I'm messing this Epic. And he took this mask off. Sorry, Gene, I'm telling your story, but you told it live. A masquerade ball, is that what it's called? Maybe. And Gene, please don't hate me for telling the story, but you did tell me the story on Jaffe's show live. And as soon as he took off this mask, someone instantly recognized him. Goes, yo, Eugene Park. I think it was in the middle of like porking someone's wife, as the husband was in the corner watching, which is weird. But I don't judge. I think Gene's cool for that. Just like I think Tamim's cool for that, for all the shit that he does. And he was like just crazy party goer, everything galore. And I said, of course he's left, bruv. There's no way this guy fits in the Microsoft mandate of being very careful on PC and stuff. But yeah, so
well, that and I don't know, a boatload of cash. I'm just saying, you know,
and the cash. I'm pretty sure the cash was a big compulsion, but it turned out, and on his socials, he shared the fact that he had actually left about 2 years ago, doing whatever endeavors he wanted to do, but he stayed on for about a couple of years to see Hellblade, his baby, through. And he was very grateful to Microsoft. Said, thank you so much for supporting us and really bringing our vision for Hellblade 2 to its maximum degree. And, you know, that respect to Microsoft. If the proof will be in the pudding, bastard, in 1 month when you get to play this game, yeah? I'm not going to vouch for this game being excellent until it's there. I've been burnt too many times from Microsoft. But Tamim's left. I don't know what he's going to do next. His departure was a bit odd, but people move, and I'm sure he's got a big parachute to dive into some other orgy. Asa, what do you think about Tamim and his orgies?
I've never been to one, guys.
Your face, the sheer terror.
You actually turned that one into a question, but yeah, no, I've never been to one. Maybe they're good. Right. I've seen some of the pictures you shared on Twitter. I'm sure he's having a wonderful time. There's something to be said for studios being acquired and the talent leaving, right? Like, what value did they get out of buying Ninja Theory if the people at the top, if we don't know how much creative influence he's actually had over Hellblade 2? Is there some big loss to Microsoft? Did they waste their money? Time will tell, but I don't think a lot about it. People leave, especially rich people. Why wouldn't they? Like, good for him.
Yeah. Good for him indeed. But he has left, and I'm sure he's going to see. Well, I think Hellblade 2 stands to be. I'm not going to do the Metacritic guessing just yet. I'll give it a couple of weeks before launch, and I'll start guessing what I think it'll score. But I think Hellblade's in good stead. Now.
Oh, I'm willing to tell you what it's going to be.
Go on, tell me. Tell me.
I
know where you're going with this. High 80s.
No, high 70s to low 80s.
High 70s? No way.
Mm-hmm.
No way.
To low 80s. I think that's
low 80s. Well, low 80s is different from high 70s. High 70s. I said,
high 70s to low 80s. It'll be in that range.
High 70. Come on, it's surely high 80s.
High 80s.
Why? Hold on. Why is that a surprise to you guys? Do you know what the first one even got?
Like 84, 83, something like that.
The original Hellblade on PlayStation scored an 81.
Yeah.
So that's not too far off. I mean,
I think it's going to be in the same range because look, like you have two people on the panel who are like, right? You're going to have the same thing in the industry. It's just the way it is.
That's true.
Right? No matter how good it looks, it's gotta be a game that's worth playing. That's just the way it is. So it can look as good as it wants. I don't care unless it's fun, right? And the material just is off-putting to some. It just is. And so we'll see how. But to me, that's where it's going to land. I expect around a high 70, low 80. I think that's where it's going to be.
I would say this. I'd see this landing at around about 87, 88.
He's getting fooled by the visuals. That's what's happening.
That's what's happening. That really is.
That's not so bad.
Have you seen? Like you played the first one, right? Have you seen the gameplay look dramatically different?
It's the same game, guys.
It doesn't have to be dramatically different. It didn't stop freaking God of War Ragnarok from getting a 94 overrated piece of
Hold on, but God of War
90 something too, right?
Ragnarok is not drastically different from.
Hold on. But what are we talking about?
was in
The first one scored high 90s, guys. That's what we're telling you. So even if it's the same game, it scored. You know what I mean?
All right.
I think that's the range to me. That's the range to me. I don't know. Now, I'd be shocked and surprised if it was something better. That's fine.
And don't ever compare God of War to Hellblade, brother. You okay?
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Do not say I'm comparing this to the game. But okay, fine.
Asa, what do you think?
Asa doesn't like the guessing
I
game.
think it's a fine example of why review scores really don't fit games as a whole, because how do you compare Hellblade to God of War? You don't. They're different in scope and scale and execution, which is why when I'm doing my own reviews, I kind of break it down into like, what is its ambition? What is the scope of this game is one metric, and how well do they execute is another.
Yes.
It might execute really, really, really well. And is it fair to say that it only gets 70% or whatever because it executed exactly what they were going for, but it's not everybody's kind of game? Is that how you'd review a racing game? No, you go up in arms and say, why are you playing it if it's your not kind of game? Like, you have to be the people that love depressing, oppressive, like horrid games like Hellblade to be allowed to review it.
Man.
Fair enough.
True. Very, very, very good point, man. That's a very deep and very good point. Absolutely. Shows the redundancy of game reviews, the manner in which we review them, and metascores, which is even levels worse than just the mere notion of reviews. But I subscribe to it for the sake of conversation. I'm a piece of Okay, Asa, thank you for making me feel like a whore. But 87 meta. You got that as well.
I hope you're right. That would be awesome for Ninja Theory. But I mean, I'm being realistic. I think it's going to rate where the other one was.
Whether these things are redundant or not.
Argy, this is really surprising coming from you because I thought you had Microsoft's PP so far down. I can't believe.
I usually predict what I'm hearing. Very close to where they come out. When I say meta predictions, it's usually within a few points. I'm very close.
I agree with you on
very
this,
close.
I do. I agree with you.
I'm usually pretty close.
Of course, this piece is.
Please
make it 90 meta so I can stick it to both of them.
I'll bet you right now it won't get a 90. What do you want to bet right now for fun?
I'm saying 86, 87. How could I bet for a 90?
I bet you it scores under 86. You want to make a bet? Just for fun, guys. Who cares?
All right. Let's do it. Under 86. I will buy. Well, I should buy it anyway. Buy one of your hats,
brother. You better go to the website after some. Yeah, see the difference between me and Gaz. When Gaz launches his website, I'll be the first one to buy it because that's what I do.
That's what I just said. I should buy it anyway. You piece of shit. But I'm just trying. What do you want to do? Okay, what do you want to do? Put the stakes up. You tell me.
I want you to make a sauce video, shitting on Xbox. The whole video.
He's done that already.
I've done that already.
No, I mean the whole video, not like
the whole video.
Oh yeah,
no, you have. All right, let's make a $40 bet. Just $50. How about a game? I'll buy you whatever game you want.
I think the better thing to do is do something for the community. So if Blaze, you win, Gaz has to put up a code in the chat, and vice versa. Does that work?
That's fine.
Right?
That's fine. Yeah, the community wins. Facts.
Yes.
No. How about this? Make it even higher. Not only do that, but we have to do a video. You have to post a video up. Kissing an Xbox. I haven't got a PlayStation. I can't even kiss it. All right, fine. I'll tell you what. Not only have to buy a game, we have to buy each other's hats and kiss the hat and pledge allegiance to the source or the place. Done. It's done, chat.
Okay.
86 or above, I win.
Okay.
Motherfucking Ninja Theory, do not let me down. Microsoft, bribe whoever you need to bribe. I know GameSpot take money.
Yeah, GameSpot. There you go. You got to talk to GameSpot and them.
They won't take the money.
And Gaz, you should make it clear that you're looking at the open or the meta.
Meta. Just use meta. I know open's more fair, but
I usually just use open because I think it is more fair. Platform agnostic. This game is about here, right? So,
but meta's got more like oomph in it. Like even though it's more flawed, it's just more popular. It's like All right, Matter is all right. Fine. Right.
And the
Eeveeer,
version.
yeah.
Survivor, you all come through in 10. Yes. Jess Gordon's 100% 10. Windows Central's 10 already. It's, bruv, who's that guy? Jim Sterling. He's going to give it a freaking 2.
And you agreed to Asa's stipulation, right? It's the Xbox meta. Not the PC meta. It's the Xbox meta.
Fine.
Yes?
Xbox meta.
Okay.
Xbox meta. So I've got Xbox tags fucking me. Okay, it's great. Fine. I'll take it. 86 or above. Chat, remember this. Don't let me down, Ninja Theory, Phil Spencer. Oh, you know what? I feel confident. You just said 81 for the first one. Really? 81? Oh, shit. We're not going to kiss each other, bro. This is not PDD podcast.
No, they might listen. They might be. People might get fooled on how gorgeous and immersive it is, and they might be bamboozled by it.
Bamboozled. Listen to this. Listen, this is going to refine the platforming to an nth degree, and the combat. They didn't even. You know when they filmed the first game.
I don't think that matters, Kaz.
Shut the. I don't think
I'm
so.
sorry, but you have to be realistic. Like you know why I'm usually close? Because I look at the pattern.
Jim Sterling gave Dragon's Dogma 2 a 3 out of 10. Don't take him seriously. Jim Sterling is just doing low divergent review just for the sake of it now. He used to be a good reviewer. What changed? But whatever.
Yeah. By the way, guys, like Hellblade's not the game, you want to put your stock in. I just don't feel like Microsoft, who knows what game it'll be coming up, but they'll have one of those. But I don't think it's Hellblade.
If there's one game I was going to put my stock into, before it was Starfield, but they fucked off, Fable. Fable's the one I can say, you know what? Put money down. They said, Gaz, you have to put like £500 down for a game that's going to be good. Fable.
I hope so.
I hope it's good.
I hope it's good.
Fable's going to be the one. Fable's going to be the one. Especially if you're a Fable fan. Fable 1 and 2, loved those games. And I think this is going to do better than whatever pod piece of Molyneux shout out.
You probably won't give a flying fuck, but the game that I think the thing that I think is going to win is that's going to do well is the expansion for World of Warcraft. I think that's going to do well. But I don't think you'll care, right? There's an expansion that's coming out for World of Warcraft this year. I think that will do
Did you play
well.
WoW?
I did way back.
I didn't know you played WoW. Oh shit!
But I haven't played it in a long time, but because I just got bored of it. But there's like the original creator of a lot of the story has come back to make this expansion. There's a lot of enthusiasm behind it, and there's a viability. It'll be really good, but this is a PC game, so it won't be applicable to a lot of the audience.
Hardy, tell me what is the next? I'm interested in Indiana Jones. I would,
which I think will be a mid to high 80s.
That's a mid 80s, mid to high 80s.
Mid to high 80s. That'd be my guess.
Low to mid 80s. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Gears of War, man? I would die for a Gears of War.
Well, before we talk about
Supposedly,
that,
there's an announcement
absolutely, we're gonna see it soon. And then even Habibi, your visuals, you love your visuals. You're gonna love this one. But before we do, we've got YJT99, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Anyone got to talk about the 1v1 only combat in Hellblade 2? Who cares? Why are people so crying about that? I don't care.
They're saying that there's not many enemies on screen at once. Is that what they're saying? You only deal with one enemy?
Well, it's more the fact that the combat is one-on-one. Like, you don't fight multiple enemies.
That's, again, just like the first one. This is why I'm saying I don't, like, there were a couple of times when you had multiple enemies, but it was mostly one-on-one. I don't know. This game, screams it's Hellblade 1 with an upgraded visual set. Okay.
From Unreal 4 to 5, basically.
Basically,
that's what it feels like.
A lot more moves, a lot more blood. Like, look, if it's 1v1, you combat. If you make it more like cinematic and punchy, and it feels weighty, and it looks like it, like you just thrust the sword and the person's bleeding.
Well, guys, hold on. I kind of disagree with people. I think that's where Gears of War and these other games, they need to slow down. I want them more.
Exactly what I say.
Yeah, I don't want like that. Listen, that whole a bunch of enemies.
Wait till you hear about reload idea. You'll love it.
No, but what I'm saying is the bunch of enemies on screen is cool at first, but then you just get used to it.
Monotonous.
It doesn't do anything for you anymore. It just gets annoying. It's like, man,
Blaze knows good games. Blaze has good refined taste. So does Solid Rev. because he talks about Soldier of Fortune, he talks about Max Payne. He understands good game design, and so does Blaze. And Blaze, you're absolutely right about Gears needing to slow it down, just like Hellblade. Like, you know, bro, if you slow it down, make up the graphics, up the fidelity,
more personal, you know,
make it more personal. Like these freaking enemies look grotesque. Let the armor bits fly out. Just freaking chainsaw in through the body. Let there be weight. Let there be some freaking weight. I don't think Gears of 6 will do that. But we've been hearing about it since I think end of last year. Jess Gordon has seen the game, and the game is stunning. And some insiders now, even Shinobi has talked about Gears 6, and it says the game looks insane. Game looks insane. They're saying that if you think Hellblade 2 looks good and it looks incredible, wait till you see Gears 6. And I think Gears 6 is going to be a UE5 game. That's going to look dank. Peter, thank you so much for being a member for 21 months, because Gaz and Blaze, whoever wins, the giver, not the receiver. What? Pause. No. not what you say.
Gaz is a
going full Diddy now.
Yeah, Gaz, he's a good giver, Gaz.
I am. And speaking of giving, Xbox says, we'll give greatness to you with Gears. Now to your earlier question, Hoggy. Will it be 60 or 30? The campaign may not have a 60 option. It may be.
Hold on, guys. I think know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with somebody that knows Unreal and Unreal Engine up and down. They are wizards when it comes to Unreal Engine. It's if one developer can get the game to be 60 FPS, it's the Coalition. I think they're so in tune with that engine. I'm more worried about what they're pushing. What characters they're going to decide to put at us. But I know that face you made. But listen.
No, I agree with you. I fully agree with you. What you were saying there is exactly where my concerns are. Like Gears of War, like the story.
They're gonna make a good game. It's going to look really good. The multiplayer is gonna be like, this is what the Coalition does. They're
multiplayer will be 60. 100% will be 60.
I tend to agree with what you're saying, because like take Ninja Theory, they're not gonna really delve into the engine as much as Coalition will, right? Because they could write parts of the engine, right? That's who they are. They literally are epic developers, right? So they can do some pretty impressive things. I don't want to put it on them that they have to do this, right? So the expectation being that it's going to be 60 is...
It will be 60. I'll be shocked.
I hope so. I hope so, right? But this is... So I don't know. And again, I'm going to be at the same level I was before when I was looking at UE5 games, and I'm like, until you show me, I don't believe it. So I give them the most potential to do it, but I wouldn't be shocked if it came out 30, right? So
I'll be very surprised if the multiplayer's stuck at 30. We're still okay. I can see it happening.
I don't know, and you're right in that, because the thing they can do there is say my levels are pre-baked, so I'm not going to use RT or anything like that. Fine. Once you take all that away, you now have the ability to go 60, maybe even 120. Right?
Do people realize how good Gears of War 5 looks, and 4 for that matter?
It's pretty good. It's pretty good, man, right? So there is potential, right? I same thing. They are really good at UE, so I hope they have figured that out, and they've been given a lot of years to understand how to take advantage of UE as much as possible. UE5. So potentially that is what they're doing, and hopefully it will be 60. But again, I'm in that camp of show me. Right?
Absolutely,
I haven't seen it yet, so show me. If you can get there, great.
I'm not even a big Gears head, and I'm excited.
I don't believe it. Right? But I will give them their due that they have the potential to do it. Right? So
that's a smart play, reserving your hype. I'm obviously an idiot, and I'm already saying.
And the other thing is, I want to also do the same thing with the game itself. Like, don't make it like, oh, the visuals are going to be impossibly awesome, and let's see what they give us. This is one of the problems we run into, is we overhype things, and then when it doesn't meet the exact requirement that you have in your head that you've constructed, like, oh my god, everything's gonna look perfectly normal, like I'm looking outside a window. Slow down, it's a game. Let it come to you. That's kind of some of the problems we run into.
Didn't Epic do a demo once, and it basically showed a guy with a beard who looked like he was a COG soldier, And the smoke
Yes.
coming, and there's some demons and stuff.
Yeah. That was supposedly the other game they were working on, which I think got canned. I don't know if that's still happening or not, but yeah.
Oh, it looked like Gears.
Yeah, no, that was the other game they were working on. So that was like a side project of some sort. Yeah.
That looked great. Hey, look, since I would be happy if that was what we got, by the way, because that was a beautiful looking game. But we did see 1947 Black Panther versus what's the Shield guy? My brain's gone dead. Captain America. My God, my brain's gone. That game looks probably, actually, that looks better than Hellblade. Maybe, you know. Asa, what would you think looks better, Hellblade 2 or the 1947 Civil War Captain America versus Black Panther, visually?
I don't know. I've not got them side by side. I'd probably lean towards Hellblade at the moment, but
two different palettes, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but chat. Let me do a poll. This is poll time. It's a good poll. I think it's a good poll. I think the results will be skewed though, because Hellblade 2 is a sequel. Hellblade 2 versus 1947. Oh, the game's name is so dumb. Captain America versus Black Panther. Better visuals, graphics, GFX. Which one? This is a terribly drafted one. Hellblade 1947. Just for 1947. Stupid name. What are you guys saying?
They said
I
it's 1943.
think it was 1943.
1943. Freaking always get it wrong.
What a
You know what I
trash
mean,
name, though. Long ass name for no reason.
It's a stupid name. It's like, doesn't think you stick there. Like, come on, man. 1943, whatever. Because that demo that, what's her name? The ex-Uncharted lady, Amy Hennig showed off was, yeah, it looks amazing, man. The smoke looked insane, like full-on CGI. It looked like a movie.
Amy Hennig. That sounds. Where did she come from? Why is she
Naughty Dog,
making?
man.
Oh, that's why the game looks good in the picture.
Exactly. Hey, no one's denying that, man.
Fuck Amy Hennig. She left. Fuck her.
Yeah, she joined. It's good, man. Now you got Neil Druckmann.
Oh God. Fuck Neil.
So, freaking Neil Druckmann. Which game looks better? I don't know. I can't vote on this. Poll makes no sense. Shut up, 9 Lives. It doesn't make sense. But, which game looks better? Hellblade 2 or 1943 Civil War? This is such a bad poll. If anyone's looking at it right now, it's like, what are you
1947 Captain America versus Black Panther. You fuck. So far off the
Yo,
name.
you know what's funny? Asa knew the whole time. He was like laughing and laughing, and you were like,
1943 Rise of Hydra. Fucking Captain America versus
was it? That was called Captain America versus Black.
yeah, bro. Stay off the
That's
fucking weed,
where
bro.
my brain is, bro. The 1 to 9 Lives, like, poll makes no sense. Yo.
Wait, it's called what?
Rise of Hydra. I just
Bro,
remember.
end the stream.
1943 Rise of Hydra. Yeah.
Holy shit, man! I thought I was done.
Oh shit. Chat, you know which one I'm talking about. To get anything right in that poll. No name. I go 1947 Captain America versus Black Panther. The poll says 1947. No, I don't even know.
Man.
The fact that Asa knew and made you watch you feel live is excellent, though.
He
That's
does it
the
all
best
time. Why do you hate me, Asa?
Because it's amusing.
It is.
I got an old friend here that's gonna laugh at you.
Oh man. Okay, so 75% of you said Hellblade looks better. Okay. I don't know anymore. I need to watch it side by side. Shout out to Niverstek, free member for 5 months. Because aloha, Gaz, Blaze, Huggy, Asa. Hope you gentlemen are well. Aloha to all gamers. Mahalo for another great show. Mahalo to you too.
Appreciate that.
Oh my God, Danny, I'm murked. Yeah, so okay, look, Gears is gonna look sick. I'm just gonna vouch for Coalition, and vouching for studios that have produced excellent results before has not failed me. like turn no, like CD Projekt. Okay, so I've learned my lesson.
Are you alright?
I'm not. It's Ramadan.
Stuttering prick. Like, what the fuck is going on, bro? Get it together. Holy shit, bro. Drink some wine, Asa, please.
Bro, I need some water. Asa, you hold the reins there. Control it. Right now, I'm going to get a water. Peace.
I haven't been listening for the last 5 minutes. What are we doing? What is even the topic right now? How can he do this? Huggy, what are we talking about? I saw guys have a meltdown. I got distracted.
Of 1943, or in his case 1947.
Right, and before he started making up game titles, we were talking about Gears of War, weren't we? And Gears of War 6, and what the Coalition are gonna execute with that 60, 30 frames per second, all of that kind of stuff. Look, I'm pushing for Gears of War 6 to just be called Gears for some reason, to be an open world game at 27 to 42 frames per second with Ubisoft map icons everywhere. It's like, that's the exact opposite of what I want, and kind of the opposite of what I expect, right? It's the Coalition, and they've already delivered Gears Hivebusters and updated Gears of War 5 to look absolutely gorgeous on the Series X hardware at 60 frames per second. So if they were to deliver anything worse, I don't think they can possibly get a visual return that will justify the difference in feeling. I don't think people will be in for that. So that game has to be a 60 baseline, or it is a massive fail that people will pull them up on. People will look at Gears 5 and go, no, I'd rather have those visuals and have it play really nicely, because we know that they can do that already. Yeah. So,
and one of the things I guess, so we could take some sort of hints at is, like, they don't necessarily need to use Lumen and Nanite. They could do their own stuff, right? And so they could base it on those technologies, but decide, no, we're going to do our own methodology, still use UE5, and that way we can control the performance levels and not be, beholden to whatever Nanite does and whatever Lumen does, and that way we can change things around to make sure we get that 60 target. This is why I give them potential credit, right? So.
They can make both. I'm saying they can make both. There's iterations of games where there's RT path tracing, and then like there's points where it's just bake lighting. Bake lighting can still look good what that means is, like, they can create scenes and, like, sit there and really tool with it to make it look really good. Like, you can still have bake lighting make, like, a lot of sense. It can look really good in games. Like, I'm telling you, like, you don't need Lumen.
No, we've seen it, right? We've seen it. So it can be really cool. Yeah. And I think they'll tune it to the point where, like, here it makes sense to have RT, here it does not. Right. And they'll just make it work. So that's why I give them the potential. Out of everybody else, is like, they know this engine so well that they can potentially make it work. And they already helped with UE5, the implementation on the Series S before with that Matrix demo, right? So they've been working with them anyway. So I give them the potential to do it. And other developers, I don't know.
So what about isn't this an Xbox problem though? Like, because what about all the rest of the gamers that are expecting all the bells and whistles, because it's Coalition, it's UE5, they're really good with this stuff. They want to see what they push the envelope. This is what they've been waiting for. But, like, that's only going to be a problem on the console side of things, you know what I mean? But for everybody else that wants them to push the envelope and have the latest and greatest tech in the game,
that's a good point, man.
You know what I mean? Why hinder everybody else just because the Xbox can't do it, or the PlayStation for that? It doesn't matter at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think they're going to give you
PC proofing your game. Like, you remember I missed the days when Crysis was, like, when everybody knows about Crysis. Crysis came out. Yes, did it run like shit on 90% of PCs? But guess what? It was future-proof. Like, you could play that game today, and it still looks awesome and excellent. Like, I miss those days. Like, I don't know.
Those days are long gone, man. Well, barring a few, you're not going to get... So, like, even Star Citizen is probably a good example of a game that even churns out 4090s.
That's Crytek. CryEngine, I mean.
Yeah, CryEngine,
yeah.
CryEngine is... on Star Citizen?
Yeah.
No way. I did not know that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 98% sure.
I thought it was their own proprietary engine.
No, I'm
Star
pretty sure.
Engine or something, Slipspace something, no? Or not?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're using CryEngine. I'm pretty sure.
They're using CryEngine?
Is that the game that's never going to come out? Is that the same game we're talking about?
Right? That one, yeah. Oh, shit. That's a bit of a game changer for me. I didn't know that.
Bro, I love CryEngine. Like Rise, Son of Rome, like go down the line. Those games are gorgeous.
Because the scale of it, they charge you that much money for someone else's engine, like proprietary engine that they've obviously modified to death. Because that engine is what they're selling you, isn't it? That's what they're doing. Like they modularly built this engine to do all this stuff.
So
like in future,
a little look on Google says that it's using Amazon Lumberyard, which is a branch of Crytek's engine. Okay. So it's had a fair amount done to it on top of that, but by Amazon. And what, I don't even know what you call that studio. What the Star Citizen studio have done to it since, I don't know, because I've not played around with it. But yeah, it is CryEngine at its core.
That's weird.
Branched.
That's so from a.
I guess it's a bit like id Software and was it Halo was built on id?
No, Halo was built on its own.
Call of Duty engine was built on id.
The Wham engine.
Yeah.
And Harky, I love that Halo has a proprietary. I as much as I love UE5, I don't want game developers. It's so cool to have unique engines. Like I love The Witcher's going to Unreal Engine 5. I love that The Witcher's going to Unreal Engine 5 because when they got into trouble with Cyberpunk and they brought people in and they were like, oh yeah, we don't know how to use your fucking engine, so this is going to take a lot longer. But that's why they moved to Unreal Engine 5, because if they ever get into trouble or they need help, they can bring people are experienced with Unreal Engine, so they're going to understand things better and it's going to make the process easier. But I love proprietary engines. I just want to say that.
Well, but so now this is the part where it's cool on Xbox is that they have the Wham, which is now the whatever the hell they call their new one for what was it, Slipstream or whatever they call it now for Halo. But id, they have the id Tech engine, and Call of Duty was a fork of the id Tech engine, and so they have the Call of Duty engine, and so they're gonna have this like set of games, like machine games. They still use id Tech, so Indie's gonna be an id Tech game, right? There's Quake or whatever the heck it is working on next, that's going to come out as an id Tech game. You have Call of Duty running in that engine, and then you have these other games, right, that are going to be using UE5 or whatever else, right? So you're going to have a variety from Xbox to see what they do. A lot of the PlayStation games use Decima. I think that's what the engine they use. I don't know how many decide to use UE. Is Helldivers UE? It might be. I think Helldivers might be UE.
Helldivers is actually
a weird Swedish engine of their own, or an ancient one.
It's their own engine. Okay.
You know who used that engine?
It's not a supported one.
I forgot what it's called. It's a you know what game? Oh my god, I can't think. Dark Warhammer. Like it was like a recent horde game. Dark Tide uses the same engine as Hellblade.
Oh wow.
Helldivers. I'm sorry.
Helldivers.
Yeah, Dark Tide.
That's a weird one because the Helldivers developers said that this engine isn't actually supported anymore, and we had to do loads of custom stuff because like it went out of support well before the launch of the game. PlayStation have a bunch of proprietary engines as well. Obviously, Decima is Death Stranding and the Guerrilla Games Horizon and stuff. Yep. Insomniac have their own engine. Sucker Punch probably have their own engine. They do a lot of custom stuff as well. And it is nice because much as Unreal Engine 5 is doing brilliant things and bringing a lot of technology to people and has that commonality of like worker skill and all the rest of it, you see these other things like id Tech and they have their own strengths that are brilliant to see as well. So you don't really want it all to converge on just one or two engines.
It's really impressive.
I think Ben Studio is the only one. I think Days Gone was the only one that used Unreal out of the group.
Okay.
Days Gone used Unreal? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Ben Studios. So I think like the id Tech stuff, we'll see how that goes, right? Like Call of Duty always performs really well, right? So I'm sure there's performance problems at launches, but whatever. They end up with like 60 to 120 frames. And they generally look pretty good, right? So id Tech is pretty crazy, right? So we'll see how that works out when we see those games come out and see what they do. I think they've done with Doom Eternal, they had like an RT at 60 or something like that. They even have RT at 120, and this is not just limited to Xbox.
Potato, man, it's ridiculous.
They did that on PlayStation as well, right? They across the board, they just go crazy. They run that thing on Switch.
Yeah, that thing.
They run Doom Eternal pretty well on Switch, right? So
they're nuts. John Carmack, a rock
Tech's really good,
designed it. So.
Dude, id Tech is like I said, bro. Out of all that money they spent, id Tech is literally the best thing they got from that whole package. Doom Eternal can run 4K at like, bro, I remember this dude had like a 1060s running Doom Eternal 4K 60, no problem, bro. Like it's crazy.
It's beautiful,
really
game
good.
As well. So like, what? Indiana Jones. Oh yeah, Indiana Jones is in tech, so expect 60.
20.
Yeah, it'll be in tech. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be 60. It did. They show off at 60 as well. So the game does look really good. It's gonna Gears is gonna. We're gonna see it this summer. Jazzy Jeff Grubb said that. Jeff Grubb, also good news, Blaze. We should stream this as well, like we did the last PlayStation Showcase. How fun was that? State of Play, PlayStation Showcase. I still feel guilty about me being a dick to you watching that. You were trying to enjoy it. My friend was like, "Why are you being this guy? He didn't even know. He doesn't follow the space, yeah." Because you're being such a dick to the guy. He was obviously a PlayStation fan, and you're making fun of everything on that showcase.
Well, guys, see, I thought we run a business, and I was trying to be professional. But next time we go live together, I will make sure to fire back on all cylinders, brother. You good?
Do it, please do. No, please do. Please do.
This whole state of play thing, it's like, oh man, it's like I just want them. I don't know.
What do you want? You're defeated, man.
Is it showcased or state of play? Do we know yet? We don't know yet, right?
There's a difference.
There is.
Plus, Jeff Grubb said he's leaning towards more showcase.
Okay, because they have to reveal the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? That would be the idea. And with that, I assume at least there's going to be some upreses of current games, right? There's probably going to be some announcements. I'm hoping at least this time they will announce the games that should be coming over the next few years, right? Because that last one, I'm like, what the heck is this? Where are the PlayStation games? And like they just didn't have it, right?
That's going to be the big question, man.
Right? And they gave us Concord and Fair Games and Marathon and
CGI,
what was the other one?
Not even the game.
And I'm like, dude, what is this? Like, what? What are you doing?
I agree with you, Hargy, and I disagree. Like, again, let's say I gave you $1 million, right? Do you care that I gave it to you? Would you care? Like, would you care where you got the money from? You know what I mean? Like, what I'm trying to say is, it's maybe a bad analogy, but what I'm trying to say is,
it's a terrible analogy.
What I'm trying to say is, yes.
Would you like $1 million if I gave it to you, but it's not me?
Hold on. I want first party games from PlayStation. Obviously, that's what people buy consoles for. We want to see what they're making. But PlayStation, I got to give them credit. They've always had something there for the calendar year to give. You know what I mean? They have something. I don't care. Like, I know Sony didn't make Stellar Blade, right? But it doesn't matter. At least they're giving us content. It's something that we have on the PlayStation. Sure. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it. Yeah, of course I want first party PlayStation games, but at the end of the day, they're giving us content. You know, they're giving us a reason to own a PlayStation right now.
That's true. And this is console war rhetoric coming back, because the same thing was what Xbox guys were saying last gen when they had, you just Microsoft just money hatted it. All that matters is first party, and you've got no studio. So it's just quid pro quo, man. It's trying to fire back. But listen, we've always assessed these platforms on the basis of their first party strength. That's been the rule for a while now, ever since the late PS3 gen, when they actually realized that that's what they needed to do. And this first party flexing became a thing in the tail end of the PS3 gen, and now it's a feature of our discourse. And PlayStation Showcase, look, your Jay Baris and Personas, you, me, all of us, BG, all of us, across. Some people like, it doesn't matter. Like, I was on a Portrock's channel and someone else was saying it, but Portrock and others, we all agree in unison. First part, well, actually, Portrock's slightly different, but first party, that's where you show it off. And PlayStation, remember last year, didn't have a showcase for what, 2 years or something like that. So
things are slow. Listen, things have slowed down for sure on the PlayStation side of things. You know what I mean? They definitely have.
This year, Blaze, they have to show strong. You have to admit that.
No, I for sure Death Stranding is coming, this year. It's not enough.
This year.
I mean,
wait,
next year.
Sure?
Next year.
Next year, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, but I'm trying to think. That's the thing with PlayStation. They're just not. They don't care about the Twitter banter or the podcast people crying. They're just not going to show it unless They're absolutely sure and positive that it's ready. Like again, I don't want to go back to the Halo Infinite thing. Like when you show something off too early, it can come back to bite you. But
absolutely. But are you saying that PlayStation may not have that much in the immediate future that they will show you at showcase?
Yes. You think Sucker Punch isn't making something? You think Bend isn't making something? You think all these developers, they all got games. It's whether they're ready to show them off.
Yeah, but it's been a while though. So
it is. No, it is. It's frustrating. Trust me, it is absolutely frustrating as a PlayStation fan. So they're like, yo, what are you fucking making? What are you creating? Can we get something? Like, can you fucking put it even? I'm against CGI and logos. Can you throw up a fucking logo, something? Let me see something. But again, they're just not gonna. Sony's been like this for the last 6 years.
What are your expectations for the showcase, bro? If they have it, yeah. Go on, I'm Blaze. I'm watching the showcase. I'm getting hyped. Please show me.
I have no expectations right now, bro. I don't. I'm just honest. I don't expect to see any. Like Hargeet said, I'm expecting to see something along the hardware side of things. Hey, PlayStation Pro is gonna up-res all your games and your older games. Well, maybe a twist, hey, maybe PS3 game. Who knows? That's what I'm expecting. PlayStation 5 Pro. That's what Sony thinks. Sony thinks the PS5 Pro is enough to get people excited and just to hush them up and get them through the year. And I think I love new hardware.
Steps.
I love new hardware. Dude, I want a PS5 Pro. If they made a Series X2, I would buy that day one. I love new hardware.
Well, the one they're going to make is the portable, right? So, and that probably is a good purchase. So.
Oh man! So poor Blaze.
Look, I think they have stuff
destroyed. His spirit's destroyed.
No, I think they like
realistic, bro.
I reckon they will show stuff. Sucker Punch has been sat on for ages.
Well, they had
Naughty
Ghost
Dog's
DLC.
not showing anything.
They had Ghost DLC. Then they brought the port over to
Ghost 2.
PlayStation. Yo, you know when didn't Ghost come out? 2020 or some shit like that.
Bro,
2020, yeah.
2020, guys. That hasn't. Bro, Last of Us. Hold on, Last of Us 2, for that matter, is not even like people. These are 2-3 years ago, man.
No, well, it's
4 years ago.
20 is when Last of Us 2 came out.
Yeah, like I know it's a.
So I'm expecting Naughty Dog, because Naughty Dog had 2 games in the works, right? So I think that second game, which is supposed to be something different, right? I think it's supposed to be something different, not the current stuff they've had before.
Some space.
That might be something we see. Yeah, it is something like sci-fi type thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we'll see that. I think that might be ready over the next like year and a half. I think that might be something they're ready to show. So I think that might be there. I think Blue Point, their last game was Demon Souls, and then they were bought like a few months later. And I think they are working on a new IP, right? So I think they're due. I think they're due for a trailer. I think, it's been like 4 or 5 years now. I think it's time they put together something out.
Bloodborne 2.
Again, what was that?
Bloodborne
2 will always be mentioned.
Bloodborne remake, if anything. Bloodborne remake, if anything.
Well, they said it's a new IP. I believe that's what they said. It's new IP. So it wouldn't be Bloodborne. It would be something different. But we'll see. Yes, Fair Games. Yes, Concord. Right, those need to be shown. Marathon will most definitely be shown. Right. What was the other one they showed last year? What was the 4th game?
That's not so bad.
I'm trying to think of what the other one. But either way, we'll likely see Insomniac. Right, Insomniac will show us probably Venom. I'm guessing. Right. We kind of got the leak. Right, that this is their roadmap. And then Housemark Returnal came out in 2021. Are they ready to show us something? Right, they might be ready. So I'm not saying it's like the end of the world. Bend is their last game was a long time ago, 2019. Should they have something at this point? Probably, right? So I would say don't count them out. I think Asobi will put out whatever will be the demo game, like Astro was for the PS4 Pro and the PS5, right? So I think they're gonna have an Astro something or other, right? We'll have something along those lines. It won't be a large game, but whatever, it'll be something. So I hope they come this time with some games, right? Because what I don't want is the same thing as the last time, which was like, what the hell is this?
Thing is, every time I vouch for PlayStation, they always fuck up. I vouched for PlayStation with Naughty Dog and Factions 2, they messed up. I vouched for the showcase event, I said it's going to molest Xbox, they fucked up. Yeah, so that's why I vouch for this showcase.
So Corey is the guy that was at Santa Monica that worked on original God of War, didn't work on Ragnarok, right? Because I think he was working on another game too. Right, so because there's a team I think at Santa Monica that was working on another game. I think that game might be ready to go as well.
Ghost of Tsushima, the sequel, is due because when's the PC version coming out? Asa, you said this, but the reason why Ghost of Tsushima's PC thing is delayed is probably May, right?
It's May. It's May coming out May. Yeah.
It comes out in May.
I said it will come out in time for the announcement of Ghost of Tsushima 2. Yes, as part of the PC release strategy. Not necessarily forever. I know people are expecting it to shorten up, but from what we've seen so far, typically, it's like get those PC people interested, and then show them the PlayStation 5 game coming soon.
You heard it here
that'd
first.
Be a huge announcement.
Ghosts 2, and it lines up with what you said.
Question is, do you think Hiroki pulls back on this massive delta between PS5 release and PC release?
Yeah. Bro, let's be real, okay? Look, minus the console war bullshit, yeah? Bro, if it goes under 12 months, obviously the bots like me will go, and say, yeah, Jim Ryan lied, blah, 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 blah. But the reality is this.
Well, Jim Ryan wouldn't be the one doing it. So he didn't lie, he didn't change. It doesn't matter. He's not here.
Exactly. It's
a different person now, right?
And it hasn't aged that well. And
Hiroki doesn't make grand strategic changes because he's interim. He's there to trim the fat and slim the organization and make everything more efficient. I don't think he's going to shift the strategy in any meaningful way. I think that would be a weird position to put the new person in when they do take over.
But didn't he just say that? Didn't he put that out there that we need to put more on PC sooner?
I don't expect he's going to change things. I really don't. We'll see, but it will be unfortunate if they do want someone with a vision to come in and take over. Otherwise, they're getting someone in saying, "Well, this is the vision, and you just got to execute," which is not impossible. But I think he's going to steer the ship and trim the fat.
I just hope the new person has a weird face. Like Jim Ryan. Because we need the memes. The memes, Jim Ryan, I'm not saying he's ugly, but he had a weird
definitely
face.
Fucking ugly, brother.
You said it. But
it's like a coffee cake.
Yes, I love the memes. Yes, we have the controller.
I don't care. Listen, I don't care what these bastards look like, man. Just get my fucking
controller.
You know what I mean? Get my shit. Get my fucking game.
We have. We believe in generations.
Yeah, but it's so many memes. This guy gave us so much goodness, and I'll miss him forever. But I hope that the person has a new face. But look, I expect a good show. Bro, we have to get a good show. Marathon showing off the gameplay, for me personally, would actually be quite interesting to see how good it is. It's a hero shooter, though.
Everybody wants to count out Bungie, but I still think Bungie is a super fucking talented team, bro. I don't care. I know they've had slip ups and shit, but this is Bungie at the end of the day. You might not like Destiny, you might not play it anymore, but Bungie stamp.
Yeah, I rate Bungie, man, but I don't know how much of the original Bungie DNA is there. They're under pressure.
So I don't know what this means for the game, but the Final Light, is that whatever the new pre-order DLC. For the DLC, it was in the spring sale on Xbox for 1/3 the cost. I'm just saying.
Already? Has it come out?
Yes. It's 65% off or something like that. It's it's a pre-order. You're okay, yeah, the pre-order numbers are not good.
343 over Bungie, bro. Come, JB, brother. Come on, brother. You don't even believe that yourself.
They're similar state, man.
Bro, are you guys out of your tree or what, brother?
They are similar state. Well, I don't know if I would.
I like Halo Infinite. I beat Halo Infinite. I have more achievements than you in Halo Infinite and more time. I can bet you $100 right now.
No chance. You have more time on me than Halo Infinite?
More time and more achievements.
How much time you got in Halo Infinite? Let me check now.
Probably 300 hours.
How much is that in days?
Brother, how many hours
Let me
got?
check.
How many achievements you got, bro? I guarantee, guys, you're losing.
Let me check.
Don't do it to yourself.
Let me check. I'm checking it now. I don't know how you check. Sometimes the app doesn't bring up the hours. Where do I go to see the freaking stats? Oh, there you go. I've got 1,130 achievements. Okay, that's not that much because it's got 2,000. But how much time have I got?
Did you beat the
campaign? Because I played that a lot. Have I beat the campaign? What kind of fucking question is that?
I don't
Blaze?
know because you said you beat it, but you game share with Colt, so it didn't give you the achievements or some shit. That's why I asked.
That was Starfield. No,
that
one
was
got
Starfield.
That.
Okay, all right.
No one who reviewed that got that.
Gotcha,
But I have about. How do I check? How do I check? I used to be able to check.
See, you go to where the achievements are. There should be a stats tab.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. But it's
I don't know how to check either, guys.
Oh, there it is. I've got 9 days, 9 hours. How many hours is that? Times it by
So that's
24.
less than 300. You said 300 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 12 and a half days.
Is that how much have you got? You got more than 9 days on Halo Infinite?
I'm just
Don't lie
telling
to
you.
me. Don't lie to me, bro.
You'd have to, Blaze. You'd have to use your phone. Go to the mobile app.
216 plus 9. I
Xbox.
got 225 hours.
Is that
So-
the only way? Hold on.
Yeah,
Go on the store. I want to sell. So if you play more Halo Infinite than me, I'll be impressed.
I have more than
Oh.
300 hours. I'll just say.
You got more than that? Oh, that's impressive. That was impressive. That was impressive.
But what's the hardest difficulty on Halo? I forgot what it was.
Legendary.
Yeah.
Legendary. Well, plus
I
skulls,
completed
right? You
that
have
like a
skulls.
day after its launch. I completed that twice, and I completed Legendary the day after its release on my own.
I
solo.
like Halo Infinite. I'm not one of those guys that shit. I played a lot of multiplayer. Me, BG, were probably the only PlayStation guys playing Halo Infinite, bro. Like we were playing it all the time. I actually have
BG
streams
was
up on
playing
my
Halo
channel,
Infinite?
bro. Me and BG were playing Halo Infinite every day, multiplayer
Oh,
every
shit.
day.
I'm surprised.
Dude,
BG
go on my
played it.
channel, guys. I know you don't look at my channel, but go to my
I do.
channel,
I'm always
and you'll
there in
see
the
I
chat.
have multiple live streams of Halo Infinite, multiple.
Blaze, do you
Okay.
play that on the console or do you play it on PC?
I played it mostly on PC, but I got the Series X Halo Infinite PC right here. I don't know if you.
Yeah, the Series. Yeah, the Halo version. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I have the same thing. I have the Series X, the Halo edition as well. But yeah, I found it actually is better. It's on PC. It's better.
It's way
Like
better.
the yeah. I
But
for
it
those who
runs
have
like
the
crap on
option,
PC.
play it on PC.
Go back.
I'll look for it, guys. I'll let you know. Hold on.
Which is 9 days is nothing compared to my old days, but we are older now. We have jobs to do, and I have to play multiple games.
Yeah, bro. We jobs, kids, all that, girlfriends,
And
wives.
and I play multiple games now, and I'm freaking going to. I've reinstalled Apex Legends. Apex Legends brought cross-buy without barely an announcement. I was like, huh? That thing's come back cross progression. So all my thousands of pounds I spent on the shitty loot boxes gone to Xbox. I was like, yes, finally.
But we were talking about Bungie and where they are in their journey, and
Bungie
I
and
really
343
hope
very
Marathon hits for them. Same problem. I don't want to see them like fold, and I don't know where they end up if Marathon doesn't go anywhere, and if the last DLC for Destiny doesn't go anywhere. Look, a part of that is their decisions. They decided that each DLC kind of is going to go away in time, and therefore if you're a new player, you're like, well, I don't want to play this game if you're telling me I can't go through the whole thing. So you basically are saying my player count is maxed out, and that's who I'm ever going to target, and some of those players will just not come back, right? And so it dwindles and dwindles and dwindles. It's like it's a choice they made, right? So that's where they are. I don't know. I don't know if this is it's gonna do well. I don't know. The DLC that comes this year, I don't know if it's gonna do well.
No, it don't got
Marathon?
1,000 achievements. It's got 144 achievements. You're looking at the gamer score.
What are you talking about?
Halo Infinite.
1,130. It's got 2,020.
Yeah, that's the
113.
Oh, okay.
The achievements give you the gamer score. Yeah.
Okay, well, you
Yeah.
beat me on that. I got 92 achievements out of 144. So you beat me on that.
I got 94 out of 140.
All right, so you got 2 more than me. Who's really the Xbox guy here, bro?
I'll take it, bro.
Wow.
And then if you click on the stats tab, how long have you played it?
Where's the stats tab? Hold on.
The stats turns up sometimes, but not always.
It's right at the
I
top.
put-
There's an achievements tab and a
achievement
stats
and
tab.
stats. Yeah, I was on a page where I pulled it up. It wasn't showing me the stats.
When you're in the Halo Infinite game,
Yeah, go into game, and then get stuff.
when you click on Halo Infinite, yeah, it'll show you the 2 tabs.
Which 9 days used to be nothing for me at one point, and now it's just like, oh, 9 days on this game. Well, I sat away from it until the latest season, and Halo Infinite, I put it on my channel actually. It's really good, man, bro. If this
Wait, how many days did you say you have?
How many do you have? The way you're saying
No. How many days?
9 days, 9 hours.
Hey, zoom into my camera, please.
Oh, you this bitch. 10 days, you beat me by a day and a bit. A day and
I
a
told
bit.
you I have more days than you.
A day and a bit. A day and a bit. A day and a bit. A day.
So I beat both of you.
Yeah. All this time.
Damn.
All this time.
Now, Noah, you can't tell me, Gaz.
And I have more score.
Well, Hargy, we submit to you, bro. But
How you spent a day with me and had less achievements than me? Come on, man.
what Gaz can do, bro, I can go. That's probably something stupid like throw a grenade and blow up by.
I don't follow the achievements for this game.
Now hold on, guys. You can't point out a PlayStation game that you've done anything better than me. That's the difference.
I said I have
You understand
Destiny 1. That's a PlayStation game.
I have more than you.
Destiny 1. Nah. Destiny 1. Sorry, chat. We have to.
Hold on. That's the Gaz. You don't want to go down that road. I really played Destiny.
I also did. Well,
I got 3,000 hours in Destiny 1, brother.
3,000 hours.
Yeah, and
I had 160 days or something like weird on that.
I don't know. It's crazy. I don't know. But trust me, you lose that too. Holy shit, guys. You're not even who's really the Xbox guy here? Me or you, bro? Holy shit.
Oh, shit. Just
So if it's 160 days, if it's 160 days, that's 3,840 hours. So that's over 3,000 hours.
No, that's just a random number. Actually, it's something like that because
I don't know the
King
real
Thrash
number.
used it once and he pulled my stats up because look, he's a PlayStation guy because he played 160 days of Destiny 1. I boycotted Destiny 2, but yeah, I played a lot. Okay, I have respect for Blaze now. I have respect. 94 days for Joseph Pomzik on Halo Infinite.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Plays it a little bit, every now and then.
Shit.
Jeez Louise.
Oh shit.
And I'm better than you.
Wow.
You guys think I'm better at PlayStation? I don't even have a PlayStation. But God Emperor Sofa King, thank you for being here for 4 months. The way Gaming Bolt was port begging for Hellblade 2 in their preview, I believe the game will get a 93 and will get a Game of the Year nomination. This is journo bait. Do you see that Gaming Bolt was like, this game should be on more platforms. It should be on PlayStation. That's how good it looks. I was like, oh, right. So these guys are just going to actually desperately want this game. And why is this the case when this is a good sign? Because we saw that with Indiana Jones. We saw that with Blade. Xbox is finally getting a little bit of taste. But yeah, Joseph Pomzik beats us badly. 94 days. Respect.
Nah, but if you ever want to play multiplayer, Halo
I'm down,
Infinite,
bro.
it's always installed.
down.
I don't uninstall. I just leave it because everybody plays it in the Discord. So
That's wicked, man. I rate that. Halo Infinite is an amazing game. I put the video on my channel just how much fun it is. There's so many playlists and everything in that game. That game is incredible now. And it just makes me annoyed, like, if you had Forge at launch and you had some of these maps, like, quickly coming out after launch.
Yeah, not launching with co-op was, like, the most ridiculous thing. Anyway, whatever. We don't need to go back.
Yeah,
Hashtag delay Halo was a thing. We
Yeah.
don't have to relitigate that crap.
Ranting
But
game
as far as this showcase, that was what we were supposed to be talking about, right?
Oh, sorry. It's a showcase. We went to a different thing. I think the
Asa,
showcase is
you're
going to be great. Asa does like the guessing game, but like this space requires it. Next month, Asa, Jeff Grubb, PlayStation Showcase, not State of Play. What are you expecting? These studios have been working on something for time. Surely it's time for Sucker Punch to show something. Surely it's time for maybe Ninja Theory. Nah, I don't know. What do you say?
Ninja Theory?
Not Ninja Theory. Naughty Dog.
Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Yes,
Naughty
they're going
Dog
to have
cancelled their
something
games.
to show, hopefully. They have to, and I don't do the guessing thing particularly.
Yeah,
Ghost of Tsushima 2, hopefully, right? Did you say June is supposed to be happening? When did you say?
Actually, next month. April.
Oh, it's too early for Ghost of Tsushima 2. I can't do it before the PC release, so the whole thing is going to be 20 minutes of May. So the whole thing is going to be a 20-minute showcase of the PC version of Ghost of Tsushima. Look at its ultra-wide
Sorry, it is
support.
May. Sorry, it's May.
Yeah, that's still too soon
No.
for the
Yeah, we're in
sequel
April
release,
now,
So.
Okay. As in the showcase event? They'll show it off surely at the showcase event.
They can't show the sequel off if they're only doing the PC one at the same time. I don't think that they can't, but I wouldn't necessarily expect it to be that soon. So I don't know. Don't know what they've got. Obviously, the games that they showed, we didn't get gameplay for, so we should finally see the service games that they've got in the works to some degree. They're only going to have like 1 or 2 new things at the most, aren't they? Like Hagi said, Venom is likely.
Venom would be.
And we all agree the PS5 Pro is going to be revealed, right?
I would look at the cadence look at the Pro announcement versus launch timing for an idea of that, because they're not going to do it too early because people will stop buying PlayStations. It's normally the way with the new models; they don't announce them until fairly late in the day. But the window will be very similar to the 4 Pro, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, we'll see. We'll find out. The news is starting to slightly break now. We're starting to hear more things. We also heard, well, it's not really that exciting, but we all heard that Diablo is the most popular game on Xbox now, thanks to Game Pass and its edition. And we're going to hopefully hear something about Activision Blizzard ABK games coming to Game Pass. Like,
you mean in the June showcase?
Much. Do you expect that's surely at the June showcase, right? Is that going to be a marketing thing? Because it's been remarkably quiet on that front. I thought you'd heard.
Yeah, because with Diablo, I think they decided to use Battle.net, right? They just kind of connected it up. I don't know if that's the plan going forward or not, right? Because one of the things you lose out on is the cross progression, the cross achievements, right? So I don't know if they care about that stuff or not. We'll see. Right. So, and I don't know what they do with Diablo. Maybe they just cloud sync your saves and it handles it. But they might want to have everything in the Microsoft store. Right. So we'll just see, because we always think about the Xbox side of it. But remember that Game Pass, and especially its growth, is happening on PC. Right. So they want to make sure that the PC is covered, and these games are all on PC. Right. So they're going to make sure, however they have to connect it, they're going to do that. Right. So that's the complication here. I don't know what's available when, right? That's really just the work, right, as to getting it done. Whether they just fold Battle.net into Microsoft Store or do something. Because look, they could just do the plugin thing, right? Like they're looking to do with Epic, and say Battle.net just plugs into Microsoft Store, and that's how it works, right? And that way you get your entitlements, plus it works with Microsoft, so therefore it's now giving you achievements and whatever else, right? We'll see what they do. I don't know what, but I think that's going to be the block, is the PC side of it. It's not the Xbox side of it. So once that's available, we'll get more games.
Are you guys playing for Game Pass? I'm curious. You guys are all bots here for the most. You guys all pay for Game Pass every, like, you unsubscribe from it at all, or?
I've paid up like for so long, right? So I usually would get the cards that you can get like on the CD keys and whatnot, and get them a little bit cheaper. Yeah. But then I also bought when Xbox wasn't readily available, because I have an Xbox in every TV in the house. I bought one through All Access, and that gave me like 3 years, right? So that was the next thing. So and you have to pay for it. It's basically, you pay it at cost. You pay for the entire Game Pass, right? So I used that code, and so I'm re-upped for another 3 years. So I have it for a long time. And then was it the ROG Ally? I think the ROG Ally gave me 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate, right? So I use that, right? So
damn, I didn't get that. How'd you get that?
It's just built in. It's just there.
Really? Oh, I haven't even opened up the Xbox app on ROG Ally yet.
Yeah. If you open up the Xbox app, it'll tell you have an entitlement based on your ROG Ally.
That's good.
And it'll just give you three free months. And
you
it's not like
keeps getting me? Game Pass Ultimate and Ubisoft fucking Play. I keep forgetting. I just got charged the other day. Ubisoft Play $15. I'm like, what the fuck? You know why? Because I wanted to try. I forgot what game it was. It might have been Avatar or some game. And they always catch me. Like, I cannot believe they catch me with that shit. $15 for Ubisoft is disgusting.
Well, I have Ubisoft Plus, but that gives me entitlement on both Xbox and on PC.
But see, that makes a lot of sense, because you have an Xbox in every room and you're utilizing it. But yeah. I like Ubisoft. I know everybody. Fuck, I go over this all. I'm so sick of the Ubisoft game.
I've gotten my value. I played AC Mirage. I played Prince of Persia.
Me too.
I'm going to be playing the Avatar game.
I love Prince of Persia. Yeah.
I beat Prince of Persia.
On and on and on, right? They have games that I like. I like the Ubisoft model. I know a lot of people hate it, but I like the Ubisoft model, so I'm happy with those games.
Like Far Cry, but...
People forget Ubisoft has created Rainbow Six, Vegas, Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed. People might be sick of the formulaic Assassin's Creed nowadays, but Assassin's Creed is still a juggernaut. People hate on Far Cry, but it's the #1 seller when it comes out. It's like Ubisoft is needed. They're there to fill a void. I feel like they come out with games when, you know what I mean? Even the Crew Motorsport was actually, it might look like a knockoff.
That's a really good game.
Yeah, I know. Really people say it's a bootleg Forza, and they clearly were inspired by Forza Horizon for sure.
Obviously.
No doubt about it. But it's still a really good game.
A great game. Great game. I actually thought it was a brilliant game. In fact, I just recently deleted it off my hard drive, but I thought it was a brilliant game. Ubisoft, look, they've rinsed that formula. I've got Prince of Persia, I haven't played it yet. I downloaded that. That looks really good. But the one that might change, potentially, my opinion of Ubisoft might be the new Star Wars game, because that's supposed to be being showed off soon. I forgot the name of it. Journey.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like Solid Rev here, but the game almost got ruined to me by the main character, but it does look really good and appealing. I'm definitely buying it.
Why? Because it's chick?
No, it's just outlaw. It's just like, man, I could have really been mobbing. You know what I mean? It's just like it looks cool though. I'm really seriously.
Outlaw?
I'm not hating.
I don't follow. What's the beef there? You wanted a male outlaw?
I wanted a male outlaw. Absolutely.
I don't see a problem with that.
I know you don't, and that's why you're Gas and I'm Blaze, brother.
It's like, I just wanted like a little bit of a chick outlaw. Like, she can be outlaw, but then it just have to be super badass.
When it makes sense, I got no issue with it, right? When it's forced, I'm not saying it's forced in this situation. I'm not saying it's a forced situation. I'm not. But when you create, all right, in Destiny, Gas, when you created a character, did you make a male or a female? I'm just curious.
Typically, I create a male character. Unless I'm really horny, then I make a woman.
Oh my god.
Typically, I make a male character. Yeah, I very rarely make a female character.
What he said, being able to create a character would have really, and you know what? I give Ubisoft a little credit too, because they always have an option. The last 5 games they've given you an option. You want to play as a guy or a girl? Assassin's Creed don't matter. Far Cry don't matter. They give you an option. I like that. So, they cater to both. If you know what I mean. So you got to give them credit. And Ubisoft, again, Halo Infinite, drop in and drop out co-op. They should have just called Ubisoft. They've been doing that for years. Seamlessly.
I mean, sometimes when they give you option of like choice character, I don't like it that much. I was like, it's less curated. The story's maybe less meaningful as a result of that choice. But then again, you get Mass Effect, which is a very different game. Yeah,
where is Mass Effect? Holy shit.
Bro, where is that game? BioWare's future rests on that game.
I know.
But let them take their time. Let it just plug away and they'll one day surprise us. Like, yo, whoever gets to show that on their showcase is a big winner.
You remember Anthem? Wow.
Oh, my days.
Yeah. What a waste.
Indeed.
So we haven't talked about the big game that's coming, and I don't know if it even needs to be on one of these stages. And that's Grand Theft Auto.
GTA 6 is going to have its own event, bro. That's a force.
I mean, they've already kind of done their own announce, right? So are they going to stay agnostic and not bother with a platform? We think that's kind of the path?
I think both companies are willing to put major money to secure.
You think so?
PlayStation. There has to be. If it would even be a case of Rockstar approaching them and saying, "Hey, we're gonna. What do you want to do?" It's gonna be Microsoft and Sony going up to them. Goes, "Yay! So GTA 6. Do you wanna? What do you need? What do you need? Do you want to go to Epstein's Island?" No, would you want? Like, we'll sacrifice a whole village to have this game on our platform.
How much do you think it costs them?
The cost of the marketing deal could even be $500 million.
Maybe higher.
Maybe
but
higher.
Okay.
750.
Could Microsoft spend the money? Yes, of course. However, just putting it in context, they just spent $70 billion getting one of the biggest games that there is in Call of Duty. Do you think they need to do that, or do they need to focus on Call of Duty? So you just have to put that in perspective from a business perspective and say, okay, we have this massive thing that happens every year. We need to get our feet around that, like just get our hands into this first and figure out what the hell we're doing with it. Because let's just be honest, Xbox is bad at marketing. They're They're getting better, but they're still not quite where they need to be. Call of Duty needs to be well marketed. It's now shifting marketing back to them, right? This is just a change that they have to kind of handle.
But
on the flip side, because of Call of Duty going over, PlayStation is worried about their profits, and their profits are already dwindling, right? So how much money do they really have to spend on marketing for GTA?
That's the thing. You might have a cash strap. It'd be a very, very big play for Sony as well, which is not something they can disregard, but it's going to hurt them.
Big bet. It's a big bet. And I don't know how much they want to spend that money on them.
And so Sony's attitude might be, well, even if Microsoft do spend the marketing, most players will buy it on PlayStation anyway.
Were you saying PlayStation's not going to have marketing rights, Hargy?
Well,
I'm saying I don't know if either of these platforms go after it.
Oh, no. One of them got to have it.
Why do they have
to? I think so.
Because it's GTA, it's never been that way. Tradition. Listen, Hargy, I don't want to bet with you because you have a lot more money than me. I just feel that way. But I will tell you,
this is why I'm bringing it up, right? I'm open to the discussion. That's the whole point. I would love to hear what you think.
No, I think traditionally, Xbox is always. I don't want to say Rockstar's been unfair to Xbox, but PlayStation's always got that. All right, here's the marketing rights. It's just like
didn't 4 market with Xbox. I think 4 marketed with Xbox.
GTA 4 did.
Yeah, well, was that because 360 was out though a year early? I don't know.
I don't think so.
That thingy with the tattoo.
Let me just check.
GTA.
You're right. When
Peter Moore
shows up, but I don't know it was marketing rights. Well, he was just saying, "Hey, we're getting Grand Theft Auto 2." I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, I don't remember.
It was 2008, so it was well within the PS3, 360 gen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I remember it being Xbox marketed, but
I just can't see it, Hargy. It's the market. PlayStation's a market leader. I just can't see it. I can't see it.
Yeah, but PlayStation hasn't got that much money compared to Sony, to Microsoft.
No, of course they've never. But PlayStation's never had Microsoft money. Never in the history of it.
But Grand Theft Auto now is, bro. If the development of this game is cost nearly $2 billion to be rumored,
are you saying Microsoft makes a move and says, "Hey, what are they offering you?
Who's more desperate, bro?" Even if Microsoft does get the marketing, my battery's running out. Even if they do get the marketing, more people will still end up buying on PlayStation. And if I'm Sony in the boardroom, I'm like, it's a big loss for us, but we'll still get more of the players will still buy it to us. We're like, all right, well, let's focus somewhere else because
I just can't. Well, I can't see.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's all
I don't know. Sony could take.
Yeah, I'm more concerned with the financials, right? And the person that's going to really kind of make that determination, it might have been Jim, but that switchover kind of happened, last year with Hiroki kind of taking over, and his main headache was financials. And if you're going to say, hey, let's spend $500 million, maybe $1 billion, on getting this marketing and then doing the marketing, because the marketing is going to cost money, right? Okay, is he going to say yes when their profits are dwindling and they may not have the money? And on top of that, their main revenue driver, Call of Duty, was just bought by their main competitor. Yes, the game will be there, but the reason they were getting all that was because the attention was on them, right? Call of Duty marketing was with them. The content was with them, right? They had the exclusive content on PlayStation side. I'm just saying, like, they were saying this could be $1.5 billion revenue hit. That's what they were saying in the Insomniac leaks.
Yeah, but
I don't know if it's going to be that hot. I don't
think it'll be that hot, but you don't just spend marketing money not for it to not come back to you. You spend it hoping that it'll come back.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's the big question, right? And so I don't know what ends up happening with that. So they'd have to make some sort of calculated guess, but there's also the amount of money that's needed to do that.
When did Red Dead come out?
Will they do
Red
that?
Dead
2. Red Dead 20.
When did it come out? 16, I think.
2.
RDR2? Yeah, I'm talking about RDR2, not 1. RDR2, I think it's 2016.
PlayStation had the rights for that, right? Or no?
Because it was a PS4 Pro, I think, right? It came out along the 4. Did it not? PS4 Pro? I think it came along the PS4
Series
Pro.
X was there too.
GTA 6 was primarily built on the PlayStation 5. Like that was the primary console they developed it on.
2018, they're saying. Okay.
2018. Okay.
So if Xbox gets this marketing rights for the game, it's going to be a weird one because PlayStation is the definitive version, really, because they use that. They've said it. They've said that they use the PlayStation 5 version. They built it primarily on the PlayStation because that's the most popular one. Why would they build it on the Xbox primarily? You'd expect PC first, but not really. I'm pretty sure they've said that.
Yeah, they're developing on the PS5 more, right? Like I'm
pretty sure they said that. GTA 6 was built.
Not in any official capacity. I don't think anyone would say that. That would be a weird thing to say. But
on PlayStation, I'm pretty sure I said that. PlayStation 5.
I think an ex-Rockstar dev said that they used to do that with a prior game, perhaps.
Maybe. Oh. I don't know why. Maybe.
So look, as far as money, does Xbox, and forget about Microsoft having the big bank, right? Xbox does have the cash. They do have the cash to do it. They could do it. And they now have massive live games that will just keep supplying the money, right? So they could do it. I'm just looking at it from a board to Phil perspective to say, hey, we just gave you $80 billion over the last few years. Where's my return? I want to see the return for the next few years, right? So go make this work, right? And then we'll talk about the next investments. But then again, Phil could probably just do this on his own, right? So it is viable, but I just don't know. I think I would be a bit hesitant to say, let's go after that, while I still have to integrate all of ABK and I have to get, heck, like you asked, the games aren't even in Game Pass yet, right? They still have to go through all that. It's better to focus on that than to go after this. But it is a big game. It is a generational game, and it's something that will draw a lot of attention. So there's a pro and con. The other one I've been throwing out is the very odd possibility that this could actually end up on Nintendo's stage because they are very cash rich. They are making massive amounts of profits all the time, and they have a new console.
No fucking chance in hell, Hargy. You know that.
And they have a console coming that would potentially play third-party games.
Right.
So for Nintendo to say, yo, we back, that would be a massive hit, right? That would be a massive
Ain't no fucking way, bro.
Do that. But why do you say that, right? Look, the market is to disrupt, right? If the best thing to do is disrupt. And if you want to be big and bold, can you get bolder than this?
I just don't. That's just out of Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't chase third party. They just never have. They don't care.
I think I feel like it feels like it sullies them a little bit. They're like, our purity has been, bro. I'll tell you right now, I can't say it.
Yeah,
I can't say it. I have stories of Shigeru Miyamoto. I can't even tell you.
The thing is,
annoying.
Rockstar. We all know that. I get what you're saying, Hargy. PlayStation's sitting here like, why spend X amount of money when people are gonna still buy this game on PlayStation regardless?
No, I'm saying I don't think they have the money. That's the problem. I don't think they have the money.
Come on.
I don't think they have the money.
They got the money, bro. Clip this, Nick Mossy. They got the money.
They got the money, bro.
Well, why do you think they have the money?
Why do you think they don't?
Because of the financials. I'm listening to the guy that's running this and saying he doesn't have his profits anymore, and he wants his studios to start turning around and making more money, and he's closing studios.
No, he did say that, but yeah, that's him trying to save going forward. That doesn't mean they're fucking broke and they can't go buy
to spend $1 billion. Their current profit is like 1.6, and that's
for the PlayStation Virgin who's going to clip this and share on Twitter.
Right? I mean, I'm just pointing out where they are, and I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then this is from the Insomniac leaks, are worried that they would hit that much, 1.6 billion or 1.5 billion in revenue hit, if Xbox in any way does anything to Call of Duty to make it not be perfect on PlayStation. That's from them, not me. That's from Jim Ryan.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not, and Hargy, I'm not even completely disagreeing with you. I'm just saying, I as a market leader, as PlayStation being a pop culture, I think Rockstar is willing to listen. They want to attach it to PlayStation. They want that. I think they would. It's a It goes both ways. I know you're smiling, but true, it's I'm positive.
Take-Two and Phil, aren't they like kind of buddy?
They have been a little buddy. They have been a little buddy. See, you pay attention to the fucking stock market. I don't give a fuck. I just want my games when they come. I don't give a fuck who's making money, who's losing money. You know what I mean? But I understand you take more time to figure it out.
Yeah, that matters though, right? The dollars and cents matter. So, Absolutely. And that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know.
But I think it's coming to PlayStation. It'll be marketed with PlayStation. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like that way too. I think it'll end up with PlayStation.
And so maybe you're saying maybe the May showcase, or do you think it goes further because maybe it's been delayed, or what do you guys think?
The May showcase?
No, not the showcase. The Rockstar's events are there.
They're going to do it their own.
Sully GTA with something. It doesn't need to be. It's its own marketing beat, own marketing
They're going to run their own show. And matter of fact, thinking about it, the PS4 Pro had their own. It was a PS4 Pro showcase. It wasn't even like a state of play, and they showed off the PS4 Pro. It was like their own.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So it'll be the same.
So you're saying there'll be a state of play for GTA somewhere down the that kind of thing.
I'm saying no. I'm saying Rockstar will have drop their own trailer or their own event breakdown
tied with PlayStation in conjunction with PlayStation. All
they gotta do is throw on a PlayStation logo at the beginning of the trailer, and then Rockstar can take it from there. They don't need PlayStation doesn't need to do it, and that goes for Xbox too. They can do it themselves.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if Microsoft got the marketing for GTA 6, but it'll be interesting because of cash-strapped Sony. But they've got a longer relationship with the
guy's gonna be hungry eating grape leaves and hummus, man. I'm getting hungry.
Oh man, I'm getting hungry as well. So we've been talking about this for a while. I need my timestamps are fucked. Just before, because we missed this last week, I want to touch upon this quickly. Phil Spencer blames capitalism for the game industry woes. He says, oh shit, I still don't do the timestamps. He says, this notion that Xbox can only be this one device that plugs into a television isn't something we see the Gen Z research on.
This kind of shit just really annoys me. This is the person who's hearing Phil Spencer making assumptions on what he's saying. He said nothing against capitalism. This is the asshole who read it and said, oh, he's saying things against capitalism. Shut up. Seriously, you are a fucking retard.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Please explain. Because he says Gen Z. This is an article on N4G, no less. PlayStation blames capitalism for game industry woes, and this notion that Xbox can. Phil Spencer says, like, the Gen Z research suggests that they don't care about consoles. Some of them will have an iPhone, Android, but all games, everything is the same. Xbox, our brand pivot as we attract and maintain relevance with a younger audience, is Xbox is a place where I can find games I want to play or whatever.
So what does this have to do with some negativity towards capitalism? Where does he say anything about that? He's just basically saying my customer's going there, I'm going to go with them. That's it. That's all he's saying.
Isn't that what capitalism is, kind of like market forces?
Yes. Would you want something else? Would you want to say, like, the government tells you will only buy a Nintendo and that is all you get to have? What the heck are you talking about?
Bro,
I don't understand these people. This mindset that people have, this virus that they have in their head of stupidity. It's like, come on.
Because I don't get the luxury of not having to run a profitable, growing business.
An unprofitable, growing business. It's simple. Do all of us want to have better money coming into our income? Yes or no? Do all of us want raises? Guess what that requires? Growth. Of course. That's the way it is. And if I invest in a company, I want a return. That's the way it works.
According to Spencer, there's a lack of growth across the video game industry as a whole. And to me, that seems like a bit of an excuse to point at Xbox's foibles when PlayStation, despite its dwindling profits, still dominates. Nintendo is on another league. Because when you have an industry that is projected to be smaller the next year in terms of players and dollars, you get a lot of publicly traded companies that are in the industry that have to show their investors growth. Because why else does somebody else own a share of someone else's stock?
Of course,
if it's not going to grow. The side of the business that gets scrutinized is the cost side. Because if you're not going to grow the revenue side, then the cost side becomes a challenge. So he's speaking sense.
Yes.
There's nothing contentious there. But this Gen Z pivot, focusing on Gen Z, focusing on this device, do you think Microsoft are forward-facing in their strategy? In many ways, when I look at...
Who are you asking?
Beyond, yeah, well, I was going to ask any of you, but you primarily. Because when I see the industry and I see, like, beyond us, we are very centralized, core, like, whatever, invested into this whole business side of things. But the mass market doesn't speak to us. This week we saw, I pissed off a lot of ponies with this, but hey, I was just reporting the facts, and you guys love figures, right? We saw like monthly active users for games across all different platforms, and they're all your free-to-play games. It's Roblox, it's Minecraft.
What about on Xbox?
My Xbox is the only one that actually had a first-party game in there, which was Starfield. PlayStation gamers
and Call of Duty. You keep you have to Minecraft and Call of Duty are first-party games.
Call of Duty was second. Fortnite was first on Xbox. On PlayStation,
so on
Fortnite
PlayStation, none of their games were in their top 10.
Not
two
even,
Xbox games were in their top 10. PC had
two Xbox
games. Nintendo had one Xbox game, but Nintendo was dominant with their own games. Nintendo was dominant with their own
top 10
games.
Xbox list, guys.
No, this is a list of monthly active users for the whole of 2023.
Of course, Fortnite's gonna be up there. Roblox, yeah, we know that.
Yeah, but Starfield was up there, which was a surprise to me. I thought it was a mistake.
I mean,
But PlayStation
Starfield.
had nothing. PlayStation had not a single first-party game was in the monthly active users for the entirety of PlayStation in 37 markets. Not one. And I use this console war fodder on Twitter, but the reality is, like,
Does that really matter though?
I mean, well, just console war ammo, but the reality is we are changing. So as much as I was annoyed when I saw that statement. I said, look, it's excuses because the Gen Z focus is one thing, but your other competitors are doing that and more and still supporting the brand. The brand is leveraged on the back of their first party output, which you saw with Starfield is in this list. Starfield, which isn't really Gen Z friendly. This is more hankering geared towards your more core gamer. So like there's a bit of, I don't know, man. There's an element of me when Phil Spencer says that, I say it makes sense because you observe outside. Most people are playing shit. Like if you go on YouTube, and I went on a few there to see like what kind of content people watch. We are very we're old, man. We're starting to become a little bit. I don't know. No wonder Sony's doing a gas pivot. No wonder Microsoft is. I'm not trying to make excuses for them.
You know what though? Guys. You're right. They are making a pivot, trying to cater to the young and the young and the dumb and the whatever, and the hung. Listen, at the end of the day, bro.
The hung.
They always listen. These little trends last, and guess what? Just like in the past, EA, we're single player games don't matter. We don't care, And then what do when shit hits the fan? They come back and go. They always go back. Listen. Everybody, this goes for everybody. This ain't a single company. You always go back to what works. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, these little trends are just gonna. Listen, these.
Well,
gas
I mean, they
games
have one of those games, right? They have Apex.
Yeah, Apex Legends,
and that's in the top 10 for most of the platforms.
Apex does really well. Yep.
So it's big. But as you were saying that, Mike Ybarra's tweet really resonated with me. He's basically similar to what you just said there, Blaze, and I'm just trying to find it. But
so look, as far as the industry, we know this is happening, right? The next generations are resonating with mobile and PC. That's where they're going. Is Microsoft, pivoting in that direction? Yes, they are. They're saying, let's bring the PC stores onto Xbox. Let's make Windows and Xbox, right? They're working that path. Basically, they're getting to the point where they'll be the most relevant to those customers, right? So when you get Windows 12, your games are probably going to just be Xbox, and there's your UI. There's your that's how they're going to make that happen, right? So they're just going to get those customers by default because they're going to PC. The other option is mobile. When they go to mobile, what are they trying to do? Create a store on mobile, right? So they're trying to go in that direction already. PlayStation's recognized that this is an issue, right? And that's why they're trying to do a pivot to that. They're also going to PC themselves, and they're looking to get into mobile as well. They're just behind. They'll get there, but they're behind. Now, I don't know what that means for their like long-term prospects. From a Microsoft perspective, they are very well positioned, right? Because the platform, one of them at least, that people choose as far as younger generations is PC, which just happens to be very dominated by Windows, which just happens to be Microsoft. So they happen to be okay there. So they're not out of the game, as it were, pun intended. They already have their foot in the door there. So that's cool for them, right? Now they just need to leverage their superpower and say, let's merge the bloody two things, and Xbox is PC, PC is Xbox, and we're good to go, right?
So what does that involve? What does that involve, merging the two? How do you merge the PC branch of it, the Xbox thing?
So there's a couple of ways to do that. The way I would like to see them do it is still have devices that are sanctioned, that are called an Xbox, right? It can come from other providers. It doesn't have to come from Microsoft alone. They will still make one for you, just like Surface. They will still make one for you, right? And it will have a performance target. It'll be very cool for making games, but it will run Windows native code. And then you just say, okay, Asus ROG Ally 2, you're a certified Xbox. You're an Xbox now, and you will run Xbox OS. Essentially, it's Windows, but it just boots up without the Windows desktop. It just comes up with Xbox UI, right? Okay. So it's very controller focused, right? So that's kind of the path I would like to see them take. However, when you're on your own homebrew or a laptop or a desktop, that has a normal productivity mode and a gaming mode, you just bring up the Xbox app, and that shifts you into the sort of Xbox UI, and now you're into game mode, right? And now you can have controller interface, and that would be the way that people would engage in that, right? So instead of your party chats being this weird, stupid game bar thing, right, it becomes a much more cohesive, normal controller-based interface for everything that you're doing when you're in your gaming mode, right? And they can do that. And Phil already said that they're trying to work that out, right? So I think that's kind of where they're going to go. Bringing the libraries together, right? So you can go to the Steam store if you want, use Steam as much as you want, Epic, whatever, right? But you could have a one-stop shop if you go into the Xbox app and say, I have all of them, right? And if I go into there and I want to buy something in the store, there's the price here for Steam, the price here for Epic, the price here for, whatever else, and the price here for Microsoft Store. Pick whichever one you want, don't care. Go ahead. Or buy it somewhere else on CD keys or whatever and unlock it in whatever store you like, and the game's available to you. Done, right? So very different model, right? But that's kind of the way they could go forward and say the Xbox is Windows and Windows is the Xbox. They may not want to do that, but that's the right path if they want to say, let's go capture that market that's already there. That's where the children are already at, and that's where the next generations are continuing to go. Let's just keep that market, right? We just keep those players coming to us. So they have the option to do it. And there's plenty of other paths they can take, but I think that's a pretty easy path.
Okay. I don't profess to know the answer there. But their focus on this Gen Z focus might take them that path. I don't know. They'll want to marry up and capitalize on the PC and the growing appeal of PC. Well, obviously, they're in an enviable position. They're a powerful position there because of their Windows and their Microsoft. But I don't know. What we're about to see from them, I think, is a handheld device, and that's their primary way of really going to do that. I think with the PC front, maybe they'll change in the way they approach storefronts. I think that's as far as they'll go in manifesting any change, but I don't know. I don't know what their strategy involves. But yeah, Phil Spencer's like, look, I had to bring this up. He's saying like Gen Z is just research shows something else. And whilst I'm initially dismissive, I don't have the data that he does. So I guess I have to defer to him. But then I look at what the competitors are doing in this space. At present, they're also concerned about their future. So let's see. We'll find out. I don't know. Let me quickly read the super chat. Flank Sid, thank you for the 279 Canadian. I wonder how saucy C's are on Sea of Thieves. Oh, bro, like freaking Sea of Thieves, man. Sea of Thieves has exclusive PlayStation cosmetics, and I read that, I was like,
you don't like it?
Lame.
I kind of do. I kind of think it's kind of cool. Now we've already had so much stuff on the
big deal, but at the same time,
on the Xbox side, these are just cosmetics, right? And if you're going to say, hey, let's have something, But let's have something specific to that side. I don't see that being that big a deal. What if they had cosmetics that were specific to PlayStation characters? Would you be annoyed? I mean, like, PlayStation IP, right? They have their own, their games, right? And their characters in those games. Could they use some of those as things within
like a Kratos character on PlayStation?
I mean, Kratos might not work, but yes, in that vein.
It's lame. The point is, the reason I say this, but I understand what they're doing. It's just not only are your games on the competitor's platform, you are now offering them exclusive content. It's not a big deal, but it's just like, it's not, but it's an indication of, all right, not only that, you're literally going out of your way. And then the way that Rare rubs me the wrong way is because the way they went about it on socials, like, we can't wait, and then had their bio change, or like Team Blue and this and that, and they were so excited, like, yeah, I'm gonna get to go on PlayStation. And I was like, shut up. If I was the leader there, I was like, get that bastard, fire that social media bust. I'm just joking about, but it's just like optics wise, just like, okay, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, but beyond the pettiness of it all, what I would like is PlayStation guys on Sea of Thieves with their PlayStation sales, and the Xbox guys with the Xbox sales have a playlist of PlayStation versus Xbox would be amazing. Why don't they do this in games? They need to do that more in crossplay games, like PlayStation versus Xbox playlist on Call of Duty. I would spend all my time there just sharing clips and sharing on Twitter.
But like Sea of Thieves doesn't quite work that way, right? It's more like everybody's in there together, and you can attack anybody you want.
You can get a PlayStation sale though. Apparently, well, that's what the cosmetic I imagine is.
Yeah, but. But you can attack anybody. It's not like us versus them type of thing. But anyway, whatever. Certainly, you could do like team deathmatch that way in some other game, right?
So that could be Call of Duty. That's why Call of Duty is
right. So Call of Duty would be a way to do that. Yeah, exactly. So
but it's not a big deal. But it's just like, it's the begun, the dilution of the exclusive. It's not a big deal. Mr. Tupinian, thank you. Because Blaze rather stare at male cheeks in third person. That's why he only makes male cheeks.
He ain't fucking lying.
And shout out Lotus the Spirit with a $10 super chat, who just puts a gift there that says wrecked. I don't know what that means, but that's very generous of you, Lotus. Thank you for that super chat. Gents, I think we've covered it all. It's been a bit of a long show, so apologies, but I had a good time. It was good to be back. Asa's looking like his soul has left his body, so before my battery runs out of juice again. Jens, thank you so much. Asa, how you doing? Holding on the will to live.
My soul has definitely left my body. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Asa, the video game. Reconstruct Asa by bringing his soul back to his body.
That's the hardest game. It's harder than Sekiro. It's true. Impossible game. But go for it. What do you say, Asa?
In VR.
I'm going to be around in the usual places. Podcasts on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on the Gaming Arcadia one. Games tomorrow is a little bit different. We're doing Among Us and Chivalry 2, I've just decided. So that's a little bit different.
Oh, wow.
And then more things. I'm going to get back to Final Fantasy 14. I'm going to get back to World of Warcraft. I'm going to get back to VR. I'm going to have a very busy week.
Oh, shit. Good, man. Sounds good. A lot of games like me. I've broken BG's rule of playing one game. So I'm sorry, BG, but I'm not sorry. Yeah, Asa does talk too much, Joseph. You're right. Huggy, tell the people what you're going to do, what you're planning, other than writing books.
I've been just writing my book, and so that's basically what I'm going to be doing until it's finished. I'm closing in. It should be hopefully done within the next few days, maybe a week. And then I have to kind of do editing and all that. So that's still going to be a good chunk of this month. I will start doing stuff on my channel as well, just like Asa and Gaz have been doing. So I'll throw that one in. If you want to subscribe to my channel, I'll throw it in the chat. And let's see if I can get it. And there it is. And yeah subscribe away. And
shit on your own channels. Subscribe. You've wanted a Huggy.
Yeah, hopefully it goes to my channel.
Most of fans will be PlayStation guys. They'll be watching the clip and share it because they hate.
Good for them. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll take whatever.
Do it, man. Please subscribe.
Otherwise, tomorrow I'll be on Fonz's
Yes.
Games Talk Live. I co-host that with Fonz on Fonz Gaming. That'll be 6 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And then you can catch me on Boom's channel on Wednesday. And that'll be at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. And Primetime Gaming and Double Barrel Gaming is the channel. And then I also do the night shift on C Money's channel with Doodle. And that's On Point for Gamers. So check that out. That's 6 p.m. U.S. Eastern on Friday. So
that's a busy freaking schedule.
Well, normally I'd have RDX as well, but unfortunately our friend dealer is he's somewhere.
Yeah.
So, that ever comes back, we'll have that.
I hope it does. I know just come back. And thank you, Joseph, for the super chat. It was a great show. Even ponies are great. Absolutely, they are.
And Blaze, thanks for joining us. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, bro. Oh yeah.
Absolutely, Blaze. Tell the peoples, man. Flaunt your merch. Do it. Everyone's buying your shit.
Yeah, I'm really grateful people buy my merch, honestly. I bully some people into buying it? Maybe. But it's good shit. You know what I mean? I wouldn't promote bad shit. But yeah, I do Solid Cast tonight, usually at 9 o'clock. But Gaz got me here for 3 hours. I don't know. Like, shit. Gaz, so all I'm going to say is you owe me.
I'm there. 4 a.m. is when you normally invite me. I'm there.
I feel like this was a lifeline for you, so you owe me now. You hit me up at 4 a.m. for this.
That's what you do for me to go on a 2 a.m. show. I could do your show at 2 a.m.
I know. That's why I love you. That's why I can't say no to you. That's why I always. But I will be going live tonight. I don't know if. Man, I guess I should just do Solid Cast. I just feel like the topics ain't there tonight. But I want to go live regardless. I got a lot of members, and I want to go live for them. So I'll be live tonight for sure. I just want to say thank you to Asa. Always a pleasure seeing you. I always come. Asa, I came to your show, and you have little questionnaires, and I ask, "Is Sony is God?" ? Did you ever get to that question?
No, I don't think that came up.
Wow, you ignored my question. Piece of shit. Anyway, but yeah,
for you now if you like.
No,
yes,
I always show up.
for you.
Unlike Gaz, Asa, I actually show up to your shows and watch you and Gamsley and you know what I mean. So I watch you. Gaz doesn't do that. I do that for you.
Guys, name wrong.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, Hargi, it's all love over here,
Gamsley.
Man. Yep. I don't listen, Hargi. You always people. This is the thing about people. Oh, Blaze, he's a Xbox guy. He's a this. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't care what any. Listen, there's nothing anybody can do for me on the internet. If I like you, if I can have conversation with you, who cares that we have differences in opinions? Who cares?
Exactly.
Like, we're not gonna agree with everything. I got people on my podcast that literally shit on everything I like, but that's not why. Like, that makes great conversation. So at the end of the day, it was a pleasure talking to you. What the hell? And yeah, glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, both gents, all of you gents, especially Asa, who's lost the will to live. We're going to sign out. Check out Septic Source, my channel. Got a video out tomorrow on the future of Xbox. And I will see you all next week, Saturday. All right? Hit the like button if you enjoyed it. Peace. Peace.